Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The Titans are making some changes at the equipment manager position because that's part of the problem, as the equipment manager that has been with the team for over 23 seasons, Paul Noska, is no longer with the football team. Now, around the NFL, the Patriots are not doing anything, but the Chiefs, on the other hand, are getting ready for the Super Bowl. And just a little while ago, Andy Reid says that right now, wide receiver Mecole Hardman is unlikely to play in the Super Bowl. And the NFLPA are going to be recognizing their top players at each position. And the top five is out for every single position. Looking at the top five for running backs, they have Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, and Josh Jacobs. There's a name missing. I can't put a finger on it. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Hey. What up, Brent Doherty with you on 104.5 The Zone. Beautiful day in the Music City.
That's dope.
What's dope?
That hat Babs got
My
on.
hat.
Dope, man. Dope, man.
Yeah, that's me.
Babs would make a great dope man.
What?
She ain't going to take no crap from anybody from either side of the deal.
Yeah, Babs might just need to be a hitman. More so than not. See?
That might be fun.
I piqued the interest right now.
Listen, man.
But see, I would only hit bad people.
Where are you, Dexter? Dexter
I
only
don't
killed
know that show.
Dexter only killed bad people.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
There's a movie called Grosse Point Blank with John Cusack. And
I know that movie.
I love John Cusack, so y'all need to see it. Put it on your list. It's a romantic comedy, but he's a hired assassin.
Huh.
What's it called?
Point Break. Grosse Point Blank.
Point Break.
Yeah, that was a
That's a surfing
good
movie.
too. Yeah.
So Grosse Point, Michigan is over by Detroit. And his last name is Blank. So Grosse Point Blank. But anyway, he's a hitman. And one of the lines, it's funny that you say that, Don. One of the lines was like, however he was going to kill this dude didn't work. So he had to go down into the hotel room and like physically just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the guy was like, wait, I'll give you anything you want. I'll give you more than what you're being paid. He goes, it's not me. You did something to bring me here.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
You're a bad person.
That's most definitely Babs. I'm not supposed to be here right now, but since I'm here, see,
I got a job to do. So does Slay wearing the Oak Hill basketball shirt.
Let's go,
I'm in the
baby.
building.
I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Congrats, Slay, to Candy B91 first in the YouTube chat.
Hi, Candy.
We love Candy. She came to one of our remotes.
Yeah, I think like 2 of them. 3 of them, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I know the one for sure out in Hendersonville.
Brian's Motorsports.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. Hey, I got an announcement.
Uh-oh.
Already?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
What the hell?
It was on the same pot.
What the
you
hell
didn't give
was
me a
that?
chance.
I actually have a couple announcements
The
today.
king would behead you, and the hitman, Don Davenport, would take you out.
First announcement
You're
is,
on the list.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. Listeners far and wide and everybody in between, listen to me very carefully. This is important. Babsy signed, and now the Euro, the captain of the ship, has signed, baby. Run it up, y'all. Put it on the scoreboard.
Y'all,
Can put it on the board.
Yeah.
Look at Honk.
My man, he back, baby. He back at knowing what to
I'm
do.
good now.
It actually took me a couple of days to sign my new contract, and the big boss Allison, who runs all 5 radio stations here, She was like, "You're making me kind of nervous." I was like, "You want to know what happened?" She goes, "What?" I said, "I tried to open it, and it just spins in my computer."
You did the Babsy. Babsy has been
For
working on that
3
for about a
days,
year.
it's just been spinning.
So finally, I called Paul Mason, our program director. I was like, "Hey man, can you go help me?" And he's like, "Why don't you do this, this, and this? Open a new browser, blah blah." And there it was. So I just had a couple questions and then signed it, and y'all stuck with me for a while. But here's the thing.
Done.
Here's the thing, man. The direction of this radio station is as positive and powerful and forward moving and thinking than it has ever been. And I've been here a minute. And so I'm blessed to be able to work with you three knuckleheads, but everyone else that you hear on the air on this radio station,
Fool.
and all of the behind the scenes people, our promotions people, our sales people, our management team, like this. I'm telling you, this is one of the best radio stations in the country, if not the best, and I am ecstatic to be able to work with you guys every day. I missed Monday and Tuesday, and I was in the dumps mentally, man.
I know. You hate missing shows.
Yes, he does.
Like, I'm good if I'm on vacation. Like, you boys have fun. I'm at the beach.
You'd be like, Babsy,
Mayor's
did you hear
like,
what we said? Fool,
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to y'all.
I'm like, I'm not listening to y'all at the beach. Y'all are crazy. Yeah, I'll say this. You know what? There is nobody at this station that would wind up on my hit list. There's no bad people.
Even Buck?
Even Buck. Because deep down, he's not a bad person. He just has like dumb thoughts.
He's like
sometimes.
Grinch on the outside.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
I'm
But
with
deep
you.
down, like, he's still a good
He's
human.
the, he's the millennial sports hipster.
Right.
Angry millennial sports
Angry,
hipster.
yes.
We love you, Buck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. But like, hold on. Not that far.
So 3HL is rolling, and
I just wouldn't put him on my hit list.
Just don't have to die. You get to live. That's
But here's
torture.
Is this frowned? This is probably frowned upon to talk like this.
I didn't get to the biggest part of my
Okay,
message.
go
The
ahead,
biggest
go
part of
on.
my message is
Sorry.
like being able to come in here and talk with all of you guys. And what I mean by that is if you can hear the sound of our voices, we thank you so much for listening, for participating, for spreading the word of 3HL, but also 104.5 The Zone. And we are looking forward to the future and whatever that holds. And we will be right here with you in this city as a voice and a podium for you as well. So we thank
Yes.
y'all. Hit us on Twitter at 3HL1045. You can watch the show live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
And we are headed to the Super Bowl next week, the Zone and 3HL, going to Radio Row in Phoenix, thanks to Mitsubishi Electric.
Oh.
Listen, February 8th through the 10th as we broadcast live from Radio Row in advance of the big game with tons of inside information, exclusive interviews, and entertaining content that you will not get anywhere else. That actually was Dawn's line. Listen, February 8th through February
Yeah,
10th
because that's exactly how I talk.
as we broadcast live.
Nailed it.
What do you think, Slay?
I'm going to take my hit list
Can you say Twitch,
comment
please?
back.
I think that's a horrible imitation of Babsy.
Thank you, Slay. Thank you. Thank you.
Can you do better?
Yeah, I won't be getting hit listed.
Can you do better?
I won't be hit listed.
Can you do better?
No, I cannot. I won't even try.
Radio Row
I like
coverage
my life.
brought to you by Mitsubishi Electric, proud to partner locally with Roscoe Brown. Radio Row coverage, again, brought to you by Mitsubishi Electric, proud to partner with locally with MJ Frick Company as well. So we'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday doing shows.
And let me say this with our Super Bowl list. You know, I felt like last year it still wasn't quite back to what it was pre-COVID as far as guest and Radio Row and all of that. And I think part of that, too, was where it was actually held out there in California.
Yeah.
This year, it's back. Like, the guest lists are long. I feel like there's a ton of people there. Events, all the events are back. I'm getting emails and invites, and it's going to be a fun week, and it'll be really fun radio for you guys, too, because you just never know I mean, you could be crying 1 second listening to somebody's
Right.
story and, like, dying laughing
Yep.
at some old football stories the next second. You know, you just never know. So it should be a really fun week and with some great guests.
It was always enlightening.
Yes.
Oh, by the way,
Because
Greg
last year was
Cosell-
your first.
It was.
Yeah.
Greg Cosell, who normally is on at, this is new information for Babs, normally is on at 4:20, will be on at 3:20 today, but he will be live at Radio Row next week as well.
Yay!
So looking forward to that. Big Savagery will be stopping through on his way back from the Senior Bowl. He'll be in
nice. Good. I want to pick his brain.
here at 4:20 as Slay gets his stuff out of Savagery seat.
I ain't gonna feel like moving that later.
He had more announcements.
I got one more announcement.
Oh, you do?
I really got 2. But that's right. Thank you, Hunk.
There you go.
How many do I need? How many times do I got to hit this
That's
thing?
cool. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, far and wide, near, and just steer clear if you're in the way. But listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to our family, man. I'm going to get to it. But
Our
let me tell
radio
you,
family?
in a sense, yes. From right here in the home state of Nashville, in the home city. But a dream team has been formed. And that's going down the pipe a little bit. It's coming. The WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces, they have Asia Wilson, Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, Candace Parker, and now our very own Alicia Clark has just joined the Las
Alicia
Vegas
joined?
Aces. So
I
they're
saw
coming
that.
off
Yeah.
a championship last year, and I don't see by any reason that they should not repeat, man. Like, New York got a good team, what they putting together up there with Breonna Stewart and them, but, man, that's a dream team right there.
Yeah.
Like, golly, all the history and championships on that team.
And aside from all that, I'm
Shout
glad
out to AC.
I love anytime you can bring up Alicia Clark's name on this
Y'all.
radio show because she is the best. AC, what up?
Yeah.
Y'all,
gotta
Keep
give us some
grinding,
love.
man. She's been grinding. She's been through
Yep.
some almost stuff.
She's been through some stuff, injuries
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yep.
But y'all, how about her? Like,
Dude.
I remember her at MTSU. That's when I first met her. I did a ton of stories with her because I was working in local sports at WKRN still, and always wanted to do stories with her. And she was my favorite to watch.
Yeah.
But everybody. She's so undersized.
Yep.
She's not a post player.
Yep.
She's not going to have a collegiate career.
Yep.
She's never going to make it to play professional. Blah, blah, blah. Do you know how long ago it was that I was doing local sports covering her at MTSU when she's scoring like 30 a game and
Easy
having no
32.
problems
Yeah.
under the bucket? Well,
and at
guess
Belmont
what?
before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
2
Mount
years
Juliet
ago.
before that.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
running this
Legend,
thing.
man.
I mean, that was like 12 years ago,
Yeah.
and she's still going.
She going into year 13, coming off a injury where she had to sit out. Went back and played with the Mystics last year. Got her feet back under her. She's overseas right now, signed with the Aces. So none but love, man. She's a part of the Skill Wing family, our workout family. And
That family.
Yeah, that too. No, but I was saying the radio family too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I saw her work, and the work ethic is second to
Unreal.
none. Yeah, it's serious.
It has
man.
to be able to
Yeah.
grind that long.
Yeah, this is going in, I think, year 13.
Yeah,
So
that would make sense.
yeah, that's pretty
Amazing.
tough, man.
She's 25
Two-time
years
champion.
old, so she became a pro at 12. So, I mean,
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, here's the other thing about her. She, like, in her spare time, was doing some modeling too.
Yep.
On top of like, she's stunning.
Yep.
Stunning.
Yep. Yes, she is.
And then on top of that, you guys remember when I ran the charity campaign for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Woman of the Year or whatever. Guess who? One of the first people to donate to my campaign was
AC.
Alicia
to mine
Clark.
too.
What's up?
Yep.
To mine too when I did it.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's great, man.
Real quick, Hugh and
she's awesome.
Franklin. Hugh, what's up?
What up, Hugh?
What's going on? It's Q, y'all. My bad.
Hey, Hugh, what's up?
What up, Q?
Hey, that's on Hunk.
What's
Hi,
up?
Q.
I don't even look like a Hugh. No, but I'm gonna do a little bit of play hating. But congrats on y'all's new contracts and all. But did the guy that's on from 10 to 1, please tell me he didn't get a new one?
Who, Buck?
He's still on the new one. He's still on the first one.
No, see, we got to have a heel,
Okay.
though, Q.
Yeah, if it
we
were
got
up
to
to
have
me, he would
somebody
get, he
like
would get a
that.
new one. I'll tell you that.
I like
Do
giving
you?
him a hard time.
Yeah.
I like that, but he's just, there's guys on there that's just like, I get it, but I just don't like the guy.
Yeah. But it's okay. You don't have to like everybody,
You
right?
always gotta have
Yeah.
the one uncle at the family reunion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you don't really like, but you love when he start telling the stories.
Yeah, because
you don't know what he's
that's,
gonna
say.
That's Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's
Yeah,
gonna
you
say.
gotta love it.
Hey, thanks, Q, man.
You know
Appreciate
that's
it.
Auntie Lois' kid on the other side. Don't worry about it. It's family cute.
Hey, thanks, man.
Appreciate
Hey, I do
you.
got another announcement,
Oh, one more. Here we go.
but
You want to do it when we come back?
this one can't wait. Vol Nation, I'm looking at y'all.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Greg
You worried
Cosell.
after last night? Yikes.
Greg Cosell. Listen, they've lost 4
Oh, we got
games in
Cosell
22.
anyway, so yeah,
Greg
just hold
Cosell
on.
coming up. Stay tuned for
Yikes.
that. We're going to
I'm just
Get down.
poking. I'm just poking.
This is 3HL. Babs is poking. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Looking for a car, truck, SUV, Jeep, whatever you're looking for, they will be able to help you out. Maybe you need something with more room. Maybe you need something with less of a payment. Maybe you need something more reliable. You're breaking down all the time. The repair bills are killing you. I don't know what your issue is, you do, but you could share that with them and they'll be able to help you out, guide you in the correct path. No pressure at all from them. They want you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's what will happen when you go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. And that's where you'll find the best vehicle buying experience that you will have ever had. I bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They're awesome people. Go take your test drive. Go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway. Check them out online at GuptonMotors.com. The entire inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. GuptonMotors.com. So if you're out there shopping around dealership to dealership, make sure you include my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
What's happening, y'all, man? You see me in this big sleigh. Well, the big's still on, but I'm Slim Slay at the same time, man. You ought to see the side profile, boy. The Hitchcock gone. The Hitchcock is the belly when it overlaps and casts a shadow. It's not doing that no more, people. Now, why? Because Awaken180weightloss.com. That's what you need to sign into. I'm telling you, a lot of people been hitting me up like, man, what's going on with this Awaken thing? What's going on? I done tried fasting. I did that too. I done tried running. I did that too. This one right here, man, you can eat and lose weight. You understand? I eat 2 hours a day. Not 2 hours a day. I eat every 2 hours.
That's a hell of a lifestyle.
That is.
You're like King Henry VIII over there.
I eat every 2 hours, man. But this is what I'm telling you. Tap in, man, and just watch my journey. I promise it doesn't get any better than what I got going on. You can see it for yourself. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, the long-term solution for weight loss. Schedule your consultation by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at Awaken180weightloss.com. I promise you, you will not regret it. I'm down, people. 25 pounds from 300 and going into week 4. Awaken 180.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Appreciate all the positivity and kind words in the chat. You can watch the show live. You can see Greg Cosell there.
Yes, you can.
On YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. SpringHillAC.com. Check them out online. Producer Joe Hunk in the mix as well. Big show planned for you today. Let's get down and dirty with some NFL talk. With Greg Cosell, the best film evaluator in the world. Greg, what's up? How are you?
Brendan, what's happening? People say kind words about you guys, huh?
Every once in a while, I don't know. We pay
so you guys are going to Phoenix next week, is that it?
We are.
We'll
Wednesday,
see you.
Thursday, Friday, we'll be there. So can we get you
Oh,
on?
I'll be there. I get there Wednesday. So, we can do it Thursday.
Hey, there we go.
Perfect.
Looks good to me. All right, so big story, obviously, Tom Brady retiring again on the same day he announced his retirement last year, which is funny to me. But it looks like
scripted, It was scripted.
Looks like this one will take. I don't know. But did you notice like a drop-off in him this year at all?
Yeah, I don't think he played particularly well by Tom Brady standards this year. I mean, I think it was evident. And again, the O-line wasn't very good, and they certainly couldn't run the ball. But he was very, very conscious of pressure this year. He was very concerned about getting hit. He normally, one of the things, there's many things, but one of the things that made him so special, in my view anyway, was that he was all about repetitive mechanics. He threw the ball the same way all the time. And I think that matters based on people that I've had the opportunity to be taught by in my many years here at Films, people who are really smart about the quarterback position, and mechanics are really, really important. And Tom Brady was one of the best at repetitive mechanics. And he would probably tell you that. It's why he had a personal coach, and it's why he consistently worked on that in the off season. And I think that this year you saw that break down too many times just due to pressure, and he didn't want to get hit. And, I think that was a factor in the way in which he played.
I didn't watch them all that much. So when I tuned into the Dallas game, he just looked night and day different to me. Just eyeball test. And I was watching it with my middle son, Will, and I actually said to him maybe third quarter, I said, if you tell me 5 years from now that was Tom Brady's last game, I will believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just what the tape showed. I mean,
Yeah.
You guys know that I'm speaking to the tape. This is no reflection on what he's been in his career.
Of course,
obviously the greatest of all time, but this was a tough year to go out. Things did not work out well offensively for them. As I said, with an inability to run the ball, an O-line that had significant injuries, and he's a pocket quarterback, and, he just was not a comfortable player at all.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL, at Greg Cosell on Twitter. Let's go to the San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan asked today if he could see Garoppolo returning in 2023. His quote was, "No, I don't see any scenario of that."
Didn't they say that last year?
What do you see with Jimmy G?
You mean where do I think he'll go, or what do I see?
No. What does the
like
tape
on
show?
tape. What is
Yeah,
the
what does the
tape?
tape show?
The
Oh.
most recent tape of
There's
how he
no-
plays.
There's no mystery about Jimmy G. You could ask any coach in the league. Jimmy G is a system quarterback. He's a pocket player. He's a timing and rhythm player. He has to hit the back foot, and the ball has to come out within rhythm. The longer he's in the pocket, the less effective he is. He's not really a pocket mover or a second reaction player. So therefore, with Jimmy G, you need a multi-dimensional offense with a run game being a meaningful factor. You need a good team. If he doesn't have these things, then his limitations can be exposed to some degree because of the team. With the Niners, they had a lot of team. Now, the real positives about Jimmy Garoppolo is the same thing. He's really good as a timing and rhythm thrower, and he was asked in the 49ers offense to make a ton of throws between the numbers, and those are hard throws. And he pulled the trigger. He turned it loose on those throws really effectively, and that's what he is. But there's no mystery. I mean, it's not as if wherever he plays next year, he's going to be a different player.
Yeah.
Have you seen enough of the person that's supposed to take the helm of the team, and Trey Lance? Have you seen enough of him at all to give any kind of analysis on him, Greg?
I mean, I think you can only say what the tape shows. I think that Lance is a better athlete than Garoppolo, so they were able to do more with the play action boot pass game. Because he's a better athlete, he has some second reaction ability. I would say in the last 2 games that Purdy played, of course, not counting the Philly game, that he started to miss some things by not turning it loose on throws that were there. That's what the film showed. I would say he started to show a habit. It was becoming a habit that would have to be cleaned up, where he, in response to pressure, would retreat in the pocket or move to his left, and that caused some issues. So again, these are not saying that he couldn't be a good player or that that his story isn't phenomenal, because for the most part he played well, but these are things that the tape showed. And if he did not get hurt, these are things that would have to have been addressed, I'm sure, through OTAs and through the offseason. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that because he was Mr. Irrelevant and because he came in and played well and was on a very good team, I think there was a sense that he never did anything that needed to be cleaned up or coached, and that's not true based on the tape.
Oh, but you could probably say that about any quarterback too, right?
Yeah, of course you could. To some degree, but with a young quarterback, you notice it more.
Well, and the disturbing thing to me in what you said was the dropping back in the pocket and moving initially to the left. Like, I don't know.
Because that's habit. Like, how do you change that?
You can't keep going back.
That would have to be addressed and tried to deal with, because you can't move backwards in response to pressure.
Yeah. I thought so. That was on Brock Purdy. I thought you were asking about Trey Lance.
I was asking about Lance.
So Trey Lance.
Oh, sorry.
Cosell. No, I mean, we were going to hit all of them anyway. So. But Trey Lance, because the Titans now hired Rand Carthon, there's some talk about Trey Lance and all of that. What does he bring to the table?
Well, Trey Lance won't be a Titan because the 49ers, he's their quarterback because Purdy's going to be out. So, Trey Lance will be a Niner. I don't think the sample size with Lance is quite large enough to make any valid and meaningful, evaluation. Obviously, the Niners know because they're with him every day, so they know what he can do well. They know what they don't feel as comfortable with. But, I don't think we can make a definitive evaluation of Trey Lance as an NFL quarterback at this point in time. I don't think he's played enough games.
You know who has those same measurements as Trey Lance, though? Hendon Hooker, Cosell, you might want to keep an eye on him. Just throwing it out there. Little Tennessee ball.
Hey, he did talk to the Titans.
Yeah, he did. Yep. So, hey.
Well, again, Hooker, it was in December when he tore his ACL, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
It was late October.
November. Was it?
November. Yeah. I thought it was beginning of November.
They usually play the South Carolina game right around Halloween. So either late October, early November.
Oh, okay. I mean, so I'm not a doctor. I don't know when he'd technically be ready. He'll get drafted clearly. We'll see.
November 19th. Yep.
I liked, I did watch him last summer from the 2021 season, and I liked his tape. Obviously, I haven't seen him yet from this past season. He's a big kid. He moves well. He's got a good arm. He's tall in the pocket. I think he throws a really nice ball. Everybody gets into all that stuff about the nature of college offenses, and there's some validity to that. But on the other hand, that's what he's asked to do. You have to try to, I think, temper that. Different people will see that differently. There are some teams that'll say, well, he ran a college offense, and other teams that'll say, hey, he's a smart kid and he'll do what the offense requires him to do. Right. I don't know Hendon Hooker, so I couldn't begin to address that one way or the other.
But he does push the ball down the field in that offense.
No question.
Whereas like Purdy, for example, hardly ever throws it beyond 20 yards.
Yeah, and that's the nature of their offense.
Right.
And also, Purdy does not have a big arm. Purdy, the few deep balls we saw him throw this year, there were some that lost energy on the back end because that's not his game. Hooker doesn't have that problem.
Have you started to dive in on some of the draft picks?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I just want to know that.
Okay, good. I'm glad you feel good about that.
that gives us content moving forward for sure. Aaron Rodgers, the popular name. He's either going to retire, go back to Green Bay, or move on. What did you see from him on the tape this year?
their offense changed dramatically. It's very hard to know if it changed because he wanted it to change, whether Matt LaFleur wanted it to change, but they did not throw the ball anywhere near as much as they had in the past with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, even when they were winning, there were a lot of games he did not throw for 200 yards. I mean, their offense was different. So it's kind of hard to know. I mean, he can still throw a beautiful ball, Brent. It's not as if he can't throw the ball or there's a drop off in the manner in which he throws the football. I don't think he was quite the second reaction player that he's been in the past. Although I always thought at his best in recent years, it was because he really played within the system so effectively. Only he could tell you how he felt about his receivers. Obviously, he spoke about that quite often. So only he could truly tell you. Were there times he didn't throw it because he didn't feel comfortable with whom he was throwing it to? Again, that's an Aaron Rodgers question. But it was a different offense. He was not oftentimes he was not the driving force. And because he's Aaron Rodgers, we always expected that he would be, but that's not really the way it played out.
Interesting. One other quarterback I wanted to get your take on while we're sitting here almost year end. Dak Prescott with Dallas. Yeah. Obviously battling through injuries this year. Had a great game against Tampa Bay, but also led the league in interceptions despite missing 5 games. What did you see on tape with him?
Yeah, I mean,
is and kind of up and down?
Yeah, I've always liked Dak Prescott. I think that he's a true professional quarterback who knows how to play the position. This year, he did certainly make some reads and throws that were wrong and questionable. The interception he threw against San Francisco in that divisional playoff game when they were going in, I think it was the second one that Fred Warner made. He just did not read the coverage, and it was a pretty clean read. So he had a few of those this season where it was just surprising to see him not read the coverage properly. I don't think this is a fatal flaw. I don't think all of a sudden Dak Prescott is going to be a bad player because I think for the most part, he's a very good drop back quarterback, throws the ball well. He's tough in the pocket. He'll stand and deliver. For the most part, he's a really solid NFL quarterback.
Greg Cosell with us, at Greg Cosell on Twitter. Patrick Mahomes, obviously limited in the AFC Championship game, hobbling around out there, doing the best he can. Also, it looked like there were separation issues with the receivers in some instances. What did you see with the Kansas City offense?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I think Mahomes is truly a special player. To me, look, he's going to move no matter what. That's just in his DNA. I could show you many examples where he moves and there's truly no pressure on him, but that's just the way in which he plays. And, you might not teach it to someone that way, but he's special. And his spatial awareness, his vision, his ability to just feel people around him and to sort of see everything in the secondary, because there's no way you teach a quarterback to see everything. Normally the term coaches use is functional knowledge, because you're never going to teach a quarterback to know where all 11 players are on defense. That's too much. That's too much information. They can't play then. But he just sees all that. It's uncanny. So I thought he played exceptionally well, given the fact that it's a high ankle sprain. Slay, I don't know if you've ever had a high ankle sprain. Fortunately, had too many when I played basketball in my youth, and they don't go away so fast. No. So, the fact that he was somewhat limited in his movement, yet still moved and made throws was really remarkable.
Yeah, back in the day, man, when I got a little bit healthier, they had to put some kind of U foam pad on my ankle to kind of help with that, but it was a weird little contraction they came up with. But this is what I want to ask you, since we just talking football and going down the quarterback lane. In the AFC, you look at guys like Josh Allen when you come into it, who was probably picked outside of Justin Herbert to probably contend for that MVP. What was it about him that fell off? And what was it about Herbert that we didn't get to see him reach the ceiling?
Well, I think
I know
I'm
that was a lot
sure
right there too, Greg. My bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the
There's like 3 questions.
Yeah, no. Let's start with Josh Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen had a stretch of a couple of games where he threw some bad picks. And I think everybody then used those 2 or 3 games to decide that he's fallen off.
Okay.
let's look at the larger picture with the Bills. The Bills have a below average NFL offensive line. They have no real run game, so they don't really get volume and production from their run game. And their run game and their pass game does not really sync up. There's not really a connection between the two. And if you really want to be honest, based on film study, which is all I do, then you would say that they really only had one receiver they could count on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bills are not a very good offense. They don't really have an offensive identity. Their offensive identity is, let's hope Josh is great today. And that's every time they play. So I'm not sure I'd say Josh Allen fell off.
Okay.
I would say that there's too much being asked of Josh Allen. And I think we all became deservedly so mesmerized by his playoff performance a year ago,
Right.
which was truly superhuman. And I think we started to believe that this is the way he's going to play every time he steps on the field, and that's not really possible. As far as Justin Herbert, I'm not sure he truly fell off in that sense either.
Okay.
They don't really have a great run game. My guess is, and I don't have numbers in front of me now for the regular season, but my guess is they were in the bottom 3, 4, 5 in the league in running the football. They didn't run it a lot. Everybody looks at numbers, so he didn't throw quite as many touchdowns. Maybe the yardage wasn't as good.
Mm-hmm.
They threw a lot of short balls. Their O-line had major injuries this year, so they had to protect it a little bit and camouflage and compensate for the weaknesses and the inconsistencies, and that changes the way you play. So I'm not sure if you're just looking at each player as an isolated player,
Right.
that they truly fell off in the sense that a lot of people automatically think.
Okay. Appreciate
Man,
that.
that's really good information.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, Greg, we'll see you in Phoenix next week. Talk about the Super Bowl matchup.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'm sure you guys are just going to, do your show and then go to bed and not do anything.
That's right, Greg.
Of
How'd you know?
course.
How'd you figure that one
We
out,
actually,
Greg?
our show ends an hour early Phoenix time, so we got more time.
That's right.
I love it. Hey, thanks, Greg. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, Greg.
All right. See you guys next week.
All right, at Greg Cosell. How about some of the things he says about these guys through tape study is just fascinating.
And see, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to know, like, when you're talking AFC and you're talking about these young quarterbacks and all the talent that they possess, man, looking at it, I'm not sure if I remember a time when the potential at the quarterback position was as high. Does that make sense? Am
In
I
the
saying
AFC?
that right? In the AFC.
Oh, AFC is
Yeah.
loaded.
Does that make sense? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like from
Yes.
Herbert to Burrow to Allen to
And watch
like,
Aaron Rodgers go to the Raiders
you know
or
what I'm
something
saying?
like that.
Like that's kind of
And
crazy.
now you got Sean
too.
Payton going to Denver. Like the
Yeah.
AFC is set up
Like,
for
dude,
a while.
That's all right, man. That's
It's
all
gonna
right.
be, it's going to be tough.
And everybody that's out there thinking like, man, dude, and everybody plays on this expectations coming into the year, but man, them injuries, like he was talking about with the Chargers, that robbed him. Mike Williams was out.
Well, Herbert got hurt.
Herbert got hurt.
Yeah. And he tried to play through it.
What's the receiver, the big time receiver for them? Not Mike Williams, but
Josh Palmer.
him too. Yeah, but he excelled. He excelled when everybody got hurt. But
Yeah.
that's funny, man. Like an injury for 2 weeks can knock you out of the race that quick, man.
How
So,
tough is the AFC going to be? 615-737-1045. We'll roll through some of those quarterbacks and coaches next on 1045 The Zone. Man, look how beautiful it is out there, all gray and cloudy and stuff like that. It makes sense to improve your home, though. It'll look beautiful inside. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family, Buddy Allen Carpet One for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen haven't been in the store for 55 years. They're not that old. But they are in the store every day now, and they're ready to help you. Free in-home measures and estimates, 2405 11 Pike in Donaldson. Full-service flooring company does not mean more money. Get experienced flooring work done by their company's professionals. Certified installers and save money. It's the best of both worlds. Save money and get qualified workers who guarantee their work. Only at Buddy Allen Carpet One, 615-883-3289. BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
still like out the wings. The more and more you eat it, the more and more you spread the word, people, because the home of Sweet and Sassy has never, ever, ever let me down. And they won't let you down either. And you can journey on over there and find out for yourself at 3961 Nolensville Pike, right there in Plaza Mariachi. Also, 123 Ewing Drive. And also, people, right there at the White House. Yeah, 2500 Highway 31 West. Yes, it will be open. It is open today all the way till 7 o'clock. So slide on in there. Hope you don't miss on Tuesdays, man, when they got the 69-cent wings, when they are phenomenal. And they got lunch specials. Yep. If you want to get in there from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., every single day except Tuesday, $8.99 lunch special. So get in there, try them, test them out, and don't ever, ever, ever in your life forget to ask for the Ron Slay. Sweet and sassy lemon pepper drills, occasional ranch fries with cheese on top. Still, I got wings.
Speaking of going down, today was Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney's fat ass saw his shadow again.
Who?
Punxsutawney Phil.
Aaron Rodgers.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil, yeah.
Why are you calling him fat?
Because he is.
Who is Punxsutawney? Punxsutawney.
It's a city.
Yeah, Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
It's-
you know, I didn't know that.
It's the groundhog. I mean, it's like people travel there just for this.
That
I
thing is big.
I saw it's huge, but
Yeah. Oh, that little guy's huge. But they have to. It's survival.
What do you mean
Survival. They got to be big.
What
They
is he
got to add
surviving? That dude lives in the most plush possible environment known to man. He's
Does-
like sitting back drinking vodka and stuff. I don't know.
so
Wait,
he ain't out there in the earth.
He's not in the wilderness.
That's what
I thought
that's what
they
I'm
just
doing.
like
No,
pick
hell no.
one.
No, dude. No,
It's a
he's-
certain one.
yeah, he Punxsutawney Phil. He
There's no way
you
it's
keep
the
saying like
same
everybody know
one.
that's him. You know Punxsutawney Phil. Like, who's him every year?
Everybody does kind of know him.
Like everybody.
Yes, Slay. Where you been? Italy or something?
Yeah, Punxsutawney Phil.
we should go. We should do the show from up there, huh?
Oh, we totally should.
I'm totally in.
All right, so get
Saying
this
that
for me.
same place as Bill Murray.
Yes.
Get this for me. This is what I need to know.
Hang on.
Okay.
Is this the same Punxsutawney Phil? Like, has he
Punxsutawney.
been?
No. Here's the thing. They only live. I just looked it up. So groundhogs only live like 6 years in the wild, but this dude is living a plush life. I'll have to look up his digs are incredible. Punxsutawney Phil.
Punxsutawney.
And so 12
Punxsutawney?
Is that what it
to
is?
14 years groundhogs in captivity live.
4 to 5 years.
I just said that like
12
Yoda.
to 14.
Oh, in a while.
That's like, no,
No.
in captivity,
Oh.
they live 12 to 14. In
That's
the
pretty
wild,
good.
they live like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I
mean, that's a big difference.
Yeah, he doubled his lifetime.
By the way, like, does he really see a shadow and get scared? This is a bunch of BS.
See, this is where I was going.
This is what your
That's what I'm
question
trying
was.
to feel like now. This is what I need to know. Wouldn't it be more realistic if one of the wildlife Punxsutawney Phils was out there instead of the one like?
Oh, and
It's rigged. It's
That's
rigged
all I'm
like the
saying,
NFL.
Babsy. Yeah, it's
Arian
scripted.
Foster needs to do a podcast on
Like,
that.
that's
That's
what I'm
right.
trying to tell y'all. If I walk outside at the weight I was a little while ago and the sun hit me just right, I might see my shadow too.
Would you get scared?
That's what I'm trying
And
to
go
tell
back
you.
in your hole, which he doesn't really even, I don't know.
And he got no hole to go back into.
I mean,
He just go back into somebody's arms.
They bring him out on this red pillow.
Yeah, see how this too. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I don't want the lavish lifestyle Punxsutawney Phil. Give me the hardcore. I got to live out here in this tree stump Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, and make the townspeople work.
Yeah, like this ain't. First of all, I don't even like how everybody's showing up. That's why I don't even like that part.
Oh, they drink their ass off too. Like
Oh,
they
yeah,
show
it's like
up
a
at,
party.
They show up at like 2 a.m. and just start going.
So they just out there fried.
Fried.
Seriously, imagine the smallest town in Tennessee with like 700,000 people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
like
just standing around waiting.
It's
waiting
like the
on
baseball.
groundhog.
It's like the
Waiting on
baseball.
a fat, furry rodent.
See, you called him fat. He is. He's fat.
Hey,
Hey, you better watch out now.
1887. 1887 is the first public record of this dude. So here's the thing. I've got a list of how many times he picks long winter and how many
That's what I
times
was gonna
he
ask.
picks early spring.
Yes.
This thing is rigged, man.
here we go.
Is he sponsored by like Snow Tires or something? This guy?
He's sponsored by Shadows.
Punxsutawney Phil. All right, so early spring out of 126 times, 19 early
That's
spring.
it. See, he's scared of all the people that are sitting there watching.
That's what I'm saying, Bat. How you
This
gonna
is
see
bonk.
You can't see your
15%.
shadow.
15%.
15%.
You can't see your
See.
shadow if it's 700,000 people y'all said standing around.
Yeah,
The
I'm with
shadow's
you.
already cast.
15%. That's fake.
Yeah, I ain't believing him unless he on top of the mountain. If he ain't on the mountaintop like where we went to celebrate men for Father's Day and stuff,
Oh,
then I ain't
gosh.
believing it. I ain't believing it.
Here's some backstory. On February 2nd each year, Punxsutawney holds a civic festival with music and food. During the ceremony, which begins well before the winter sunrise, Phil emerges from his temporary home on Gobbler's Knob, located in a rural area about 2 miles southeast of the town. According to the tradition, if Phil sees his shadow and returns to his hole, he has predicted 6 more weeks of winter-like weather. If Phil does not see his shadow, he has predicted an early spring. Punxsutawney's event is the most famous of many Groundhog Day festivals held in the United States and Canada. The event formally began in 1887, although its roots go back even further. Didn't you mention Hunk's on the phone? He mentioned another groundhog.
Yeah, but before you even say that, you're like, how do you know this Punxsutawney Phil even seeing his own shadow? Like, will he go back and tell somebody, I saw my shadow? Like, who knows this groundhog can really see like that? How do you see the shadow?
Well, they say that the wherever the sun weather is at that time, that's why he can or can't see his shadow, and that's why the groundhog can predict.
Babsy, you bring him from Yor just said he lived 2.5 miles down the street, and you bring him up the street to an unknown habitat.
Gobbler's Knob.
Yeah, he down there on Gobblers having a good time, and then you bring him all the way up the street, 2.5 miles. Of course, I'm gonna be scared too. Like,
He's down there on Gobblers.
Yeah, he down there having a good time on Gobblers.
I think they do it at Gobblers now. Like, I think they have to go. So, prior to 1993, the Groundhog Day event in Punxsutawney attracted crowds of approximately 2,000 people. The popularity of the film Groundhog Day with Bill Murray.
Yep.
I gotta go see it.
It's so funny, man.
I done seen pieces of it.
It's so funny. Brought significantly more attention to the event, with annual crowds rising to 10 to 20,000.
God, that's a lot of people in
crazy.
that tiny little town.
And how long does it take? How long does it take? Does he walk around?
I mean, they do a little ceremony. No, they do a little ceremony prior, and I remember having to wait on the news
read scrolls and
to
stuff
like bring it live. You know,
So he open up his little door.
Hey. Yeah,
he comes out of his hole in the ground.
Yeah, he uses an elevator.
Yeah.
Let me go. All right, they up there. Let me go on up here real quick.
I think he writes the scroll himself, as a matter of fact.
probably
This
does,
is silly, man.
Scott
Come on.
in the borough with
Look
more
what we're
info.
doing in
Scott,
this
what's
world.
up?
Hey, I was just on the Punxsutawney deal. Need to figure out what happened. Quebec has their own groundhog today, too. It's called Fred La Marmot or something. Well, Fred croaks 3 hours right before he's coming out. He dies. Before he comes out of the box, dead.
Well, what does that mean?
No
We're just
shadow, no
Ice
nothing.
Age?
Does Quebec end?
He gets over.
I mean, no
So
more.
they pulled him out and he was dead?
Or anything? Like straight dead.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Google it. You can look it up.
Hang
This
on.
happened today,
Hang on.
Scott?
Today. They do it today. Same day that we do Punxsutawney
Hang
Phil.
on. If
The
the
sucker croak.
if the groundhog
Sucker crow.
if the groundhog is
Well,
dead,
or maybe somebody took him out. Somebody was pissed off about
Yeah.
the shadow.
Yeah,
and
see
went
now.
and somebody sniped him, man.
Now we're getting
Oh,
somewhere.
now it's a murder mystery.
Yeah, now we're getting somewhere.
and then the groundhog was dead.
So, according to this article, they found him
Thank you, Scott.
overnight, Thursday night, just hours before he was supposed to come out.
Tight.
And they let everybody know 40 minutes before the festival that was supposed to happen, that was supposed to have music and dancing and everything.
He's sick of it.
Wait. So if the groundhog is supposed to
look
see
at him.
his shadow,
Fred La
and it's
Marmot.
Is he on his back? Stiff?
The
Legs and all?
The guy got on the
Part
mic
over.
and said, well, this year it's true. It's true and it's unfortunate. I announce to you the death of Fred.
So do they skip it?
Fred died.
Like,
No.
somebody got to go see a shadow.
Here's my question.
Don't they just go get another random stand-in?
Nah.
Here's my question.
Can't.
If the groundhog that's supposed to see his shadow and predict 6 more weeks of winter dies before you pull him up, does that mean it's time for the Ice Age?
We just gone in.
Yeah. The North Pole is going to shift? Like the North Pole is suddenly in Manitoba now?
Hey,
Y'all.
I just know one thing for sure. You ain't just going to put any groundhog in there without having to vote.
This happened last year,
I didn't-
too.
Wait, what?
Another one died?
Milton Mel died. He was days before, not the day of. But, in Milltown, New Jersey, Milltown Mel died days before Groundhog Day.
Man,
this is a thing.
Man, it's death sentence.
There's a conspiracy theory
No.
to be had here.
You get chosen as the groundhog in one of these towns, it's a death sentence.
I'm going to give me one.
Last meal.
Do they cook them?
Can you eat a groundhog?
Now, that's
Sure
what
you can.
Have you
that's
ever
what
eaten a groundhog?
No,
Barbecue on it.
remember somebody had reindeer? Wasn't it Bubba or somebody?
Well, yeah,
Not
but
a
those are
reindeer.
deer.
Not a reindeer.
You said he was fat.
That's venison.
Plump. Ain't that a lot of meat? Or is all that fur coat?
It was just a normal deer. It wasn't a reindeer. It wasn't like Rudolph.
But the groundhog plump. They've been feeding them good.
You can't eat groundhog. All you have to do is remove the scent glands.
The who? The scent glands, they stink.
Hey, didn't you say there was another groundhog that saw a shadow?
It's Sand Mountain Sam. That's actually a possum. And
that's when you're going too far. Well, you might well pull an elephant out then.
You can eat groundhog.
See if he sees it. I told you. Come on, Babsy. I'm out here in this world, Babsy. I'm in the groundhog world. Come on, Babsy.
Groundhogs don't exactly have a reputation for tasting good.
It ain't about that. It's about getting full.
Especially as the animals age. Old groundhog would spoil a buzzard's appetite.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Gotta get them young.
So you can eat them, but you better get them young.
Fresh groundhog.
Glad we talked about the AFC quarterbacks. We'll be right back.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here, man. And if you want to have a full head of hair like the groundhogs we're talking about, this is what you need to do. You will not have to worry about it expiring. No, this lasts forever. I promise you, this works. Advanced Hair Restoration has officially opened one of their world-renowned state-of-the-art facilities near Nashville. No more traveling to the West Coast for the best in hair restoration. The team and technology behind the Advanced FUE, the groundbreaking hair loss solution, is changing tens of thousands of lives. It's finally right here. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is even guaranteed to grow. That's right. It's literally guaranteed. Advanced Hair can address bald spots, receding hairlines, thinning, men, women, younger, and, of course, wiser. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Make sure to ask about that industry-leading guarantee. That's 629-348-HAIR. See what they can do for you with amazing before and afters at advancedhair.com.
Good afternoon from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hogg. Don't forget, tonight you have basketball going on between the Grizz and the Cavs. Tip-off is going to be at 6:30, and you can watch that on TNT. If you're getting ready for the game on Sunday, Andy Reid just let everybody know that Mecole Hardman is most likely going to be unavailable once again for the game due to his pelvis injury. Also happening right now is the NFLPA wants to honor the best players in the game. Tell me if you figure and you hear a name that's missing when it comes to the top 5 running backs in the NFL. Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Tony Pollard, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, as well as, oh wait, no, that's it. There's a king that could be most likely and is missing in that. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome back into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zone. You know we are powered by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. You know that. Our guys, they take care of us over
Our
there.
guys,
It's family.
you know, our guys.
The guy.
The dudes.
Yeah. All of that, man.
Our guys.
Yeah, we have interesting conversations going on today. Cosell was breaking down so much, man.
He's so dang good.
Yeah.
And he cracks me up, too, because you have to make sure you ask him the right questions.
Right.
Like, he doesn't care about emotions or feelings or gossip or drama. It's like, what does the tape show?
Yep.
The end.
Yep.
Like, that is Cosell.
That easy, and it's not
He's
going
the
to play
best.
with it. Well, we all are here, and we are a team, and we are all together, and that right there is Babsy first and foremost.
That's bunk. That's bunk. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
You know what's bunk? What's bunk is we just had this conversation about groundhogs.
About eating them?
Who knew? You can
told
eat
y'all,
groundhogs, but catch them early.
I'm on a lifestyle change.
Like a buzzard won't even eat an old groundhog.
Like,
They're that bad.
I'm cool on him.
We get to the break, and Babs is
Uncle
like,
Bob said they're fat.
I knew
Their
it.
meat is very
I knew it.
fatty.
I mean, look at Punxsutawney Phil, dude. What is that guy consuming
Well,
calorically?
you know what? He's still
He
alive.
needs to watch his carbs.
Sorry, go ahead.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, because some of these groundhogs are just dying out there, man, right before they're supposed to make their announcements.
They are. Well, I got an announcement.
What you got?
Oh,
You're on the side!
he's going to do it every hour.
Yeah! The captain of the ship, baby. Sitting right there in the captain's chair. Don't nobody touch that chair. Don't nobody come in here. Don't say nothing. Don't nobody move till yours say move.
Guess who's going to move in here?
Who?
Ramon Foster in just a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Savage.
he's on. Is he coming straight from the road?
Straight off the road.
Senior Bowl. Hey, thank you, Slay. I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here. Made a big, heartfelt, emotional plea for y'all to continue to listen. Earlier in the show.
We're glad to have you, Mayor.
We almost
Glad to have you.
glad
You
to,
signed
keep
before
you-
I did.
I did. Done.
So
You're
did.
stuck with me. I'm sorry for those that hate me.
If you wouldn't have signed, I would have
That
signed.
hate me.
What are you talking about? Over here. No. Wow, that's a sinister laugh.
It was, wasn't it?
I didn't know
Not
if
evil
that
at
was
all.
Wicked Witch or what? A Wicked Witch. What is Witch? Wicked Witch of the West or the East.
Y'all
or
are
the
out of
South.
control today. Let me just go ahead and
Oh,
tell you.
y'all.
groundhog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Groundhogs.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so here's my problem with Babs.
We got
right now.
loaded lines, so I don't know who's out of control.
We could have talked about the AFC quarterbacks, but y'all
could
want to
have.
talk about damn groundhogs.
We know it's
No, we
Groundhog
will.
Day.
We're going to talk about the quarterback.
We will.
We will.
Most definitely.
I'm going to keep us on track. I promise.
No, you're not.
You're doing a great job
Can-
of that, Babs.
Can
Right
I
on
just
top of
tell
that.
y'all why I have a problem with Babs right now?
Why? Please, yes.
Look at the way she's
Hell
looking
yeah,
at me.
yes. Yes.
She already said earlier in the show she wants to be a hitman, so
Yes, he
I
did.
did, yeah.
And I'm not on the list. You kept trying to get me to get on the list with you, and I don't want to be on the list.
I'm already
No,
on the
I
list, so
would
let me
love
dive in.
that
So we
job.
have all this groundhog
Dive
talk,
in.
which I thought was exceptional content for radio. Sports Talk Radio. And I'm not a fan of Punxsutawney Phil. Slay didn't even know who he was.
No.
Babs wants to go.
All of this.
Oh, we're going.
I want to go too, honestly. I'm just like 20,000 people at 2 a.m. just drinking.
Heck yeah.
Waiting for
That has 3HL written all over
waiting
it.
for a fat ass rodent to come out of his plush digs.
What time he come out? That's the question.
Sunrise.
You started 2.
Sunrise.
Yeah, so it's about like 6.
5:40.
Yeah,
6
6 something.
It's like going to Bonnaroo, and the main act is starting at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I never was intrigued to go to.
Yeah.
Here's where I am with Bonnaroo. And I love reading the acts that are going to be there and all this stuff, and I love seeing everybody have a great time, and hopefully, everybody is safe down there because we've had some incidents down there. But the only way I've reached the age where the only way I'm doing Bonnaroo is if y'all helicopter my butt in there.
Yeah,
and out.
My stepbrother went last year. He stayed for 6 hours, and then the moment he found out they weren't staying in an RV, he left. He's like, nope.
Where were they going to stay?
That's what I was going to say.
In their cars?
No, they have tents. And he was like, wait, so we don't have an RV where we can shower and everything? They're like, nope, you just there's like a community shower.
Oh,
and all that.
I drove by there going to our brother's wedding, Renardo. He was in Atlanta. And at the time, I'm like, what are all these cars? Dude.
Oh, traffic is crazy.
People were parked on the side of the interstate and got out and walked.
Yep. That's why I said
I'm like,
helicopter
what?
me in. Now, they do
Uber
helicopter.
helicopter in. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. You can do it.
Wow.
Anyway, here's
I'm
my
not
problem
going
with
to that
Babs.
Ever.
Do you want to know?
People stink. Nobody showers.
Have you showered today?
I actually did today.
All right, then you can make that comment.
That's right.
No, it's under a beanie.
That's a Mamba beanie. This is not any kind of beanie.
This is my Kobe Bryant Mamba beanie.
It is a Mamba beanie.
Mamba
The
Academy.
logo was to the side. I couldn't tell.
Here, let
All
me
right,
turn it.
Here's why I have a problem with Babs. We did that whole groundhog segment, and then she gets in the break and goes, oh, by the way, I had a one-eyed groundhog in my yard forever.
I know.
Way to bury the lead.
I totally forgot to. So,
L-E-D-E.
like one eye, clearly it had been, attacked by a predator. And so he only had one eye. And of
groundhog
course,
had one eye.
I just wanted to take care of him.
Oh, no, you did.
Although
What do you feed a groundhog? You're going to say that you fed the groundhog.
Nuts and berries.
I fed the groundhog
Dog food?
no, I went and got
That's not yours, Pat.
The groundhog started barking.
I went and got rodent feed from the pet store.
Babs, that could have brought rats.
Well, I didn't think about it then. But he would come all the way up on the stairs on my deck. Yes, and the poor thing, he only had one eye, so he would always turn his
To the good eye.
turn his head to the good eye just to be able to see me.
Babs, you could have charged for this.
Hey,
One-eye groundhog.
it's a dog-eat-dog world. He's wearing milk-bone underwear.
Did he see a shadow? Depending on what side he was looking on.
I don't know. I think that one eye probably did him in. He got eaten at some point because he quit coming to see me.
Somebody finally got him from the bad side.
Yeah, it was that right side. He
That
just
groundhog-
couldn't see on that right side.
He just run around in circles, that thing.
But I remember the first time I saw him in the yard, and I was like, that thing only has one eye. I have pictures of him. I'll go find him.
You should have bought him a patch. Like a pirate. A pirate groundhog.
Steve the pirate groundhog.
Yeah. Chuck in Clarksville. Chuck, what's up?
Oh man.
Hey guys, I was listening to y'all's talk about the groundhog that died.
Yeah, man.
Can you not see this now? Next on Peacock on Poker Face, who killed Fred? Was it Pierre? Was it Francois? I can just see the next Poker Face episode being that.
Thank you, Chuck.
Ooh,
I've heard people mention that show. I've never seen that show.
Yeah, what is
It just came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poker Face?
Yeah, Poker Faces.
Yeah, Dawn ain't that. She can't be on that show.
Y'all are crazy now. We're going to have a poker night. I'm going to take all your freaking money, and then you're going to stop talking like this.
You're not.
No, you're not.
I'm
You
ready for
watch.
it, Babs.
I'll organize it.
I can't
Waving
wait.
her
I'm
Y'all are
with it.
coming to my house.
I'm game. I'm with it. Most definitely.
We are hanging out together for about 4 days next week. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah, but we can't play poker then.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I can't let you have your money.
Let you have your money.
I'm gonna
She's
take all
nothing
y'all's
but
money.
She's nothing but tells. Like everything.
The hotel.
There's nobody in my life have I met that has more like descriptive body language than Dawn Davenport.
Yeah.
But that's not when my money is involved. That's when I just don't care
Right.
how people, if people know how I feel.
Which is every time I've ever seen you.
We'll see.
Jake and Brentwood, I got like
All
2
right.
minutes, Jake. What's up?
What's up, 3XL?
What up?
What up, Jake?
What do you think about Punxsutawney Phil, Jake?
I think Patch is more entertaining.
Patch. Yeah.
Patch.
Your groundhog.
Oh, with one eye. Oh, that's good, Jake.
I want to see that thing run around in circles, man.
My gosh. That's so, I tuned in. I got off work. I tuned in. And I thought I was tuning into a sports radio show, and all of a sudden it's like the wildlife station.
I mean, literally, I went to break saying, we're going to break down the AFC quarterbacks when we come back.
Oh, Lord.
There was an AFC quarterback that was the Punxsutawney Phil of the NFL. Who would it be?
How am I going to find this picture? I got to find Patch.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. Absolutely hilarious. The fact that Dom's got one-eyed groundhog running around on her deck or something.
Well, here's
No,
my
he
thing.
was food for somebody.
Shouldn't I be pissed at her for holding that story through that entire segment and then getting to break? Go, by the way, I had a one-eyed groundhog.
I totally forgot about it until we
Absolutely.
were talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you're talking about Post Office Field and some other groundhog that dies, and
Fred
died.
Yeah.
So did Milltown.
Muletown Milton or something?
Milton or something, yeah.
Double D's got a one-eyed groundhog running around on her deck.
Uh-huh. Sure do. I'm about to go find a picture.
There's so
of him,
many
too.
things wrong with that sentence.
I mean, okay. All right. We're going to go take a break
All
now.
right, Jake. Hey, when we go to Punxsutawney to go see Phil's fat ass, you're coming with us.
Hey, let me tell you, I'll be quick. I'll be quick on this. Y'all don't have a hair on your hindquarters if y'all don't go to wherever that place is. And Ron Slade don't give us a play-by-play of some groundhog coming out on a red pillow.
He's on the pillow. Back to you, Bob.
Hey, man, check his thing out, y'all. Coming out on
Thank
the
you,
pillow.
Jake.
Yeah, if Ron don't give us a play-by-play on some rodent coming out on a pillow and seeing if it's in silly-ass shadow.
I got you, Jake.
Oh, man.
See you, Jake.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're
that'll
doing
be
it
fun.
next year.
All right. Y'all want to talk sports when we come back?
Yes, let's
Sounds
do
good to
that,
me.
please.
All right. Is Big Savagery in the building?
He should be, I hope.
All right. There's less of him. I don't see him as much anymore. All right. Big Savagery, Ramon Foster, scheduled to be in studio next. We'll talk about football on 3HL.
What's up, good people? Ron Slay here, man. And let's get everybody a car. You get a car. You get a car. Everyone gets a car. Just maybe. But you first got to do this right here. Go down to 2430 Gallons of Pike. Yeah, just 15 minutes from downtown. Turn in that dealership and look at all the cars. You'll be in amaze. You'll be just sitting there in amazement like, how did they get all these cars here? When knowing you drove past other dealerships and they got probably, 25, 30 cars. You like, oh, this ain't going to get it done. And then you go in there and you say, hey, Big Slay sent me in here. And then all of a sudden, the windows open, the roof it pops off. And you're like, man, I must be in car heaven. Because there's so many cars. Because the best prices in Middle Tennessee. And that's a guarantee. Go to them other dealerships and check them out. Come back with those prices and ask. Ask, man, can you beat this? Can you beat this price? And you know what they're going to do at Music City Autoplex? They're going to smile at you and say, yes, we can. What you looking for? Let me get you into what you're looking for. Tell them Big Slay sent you. Music City Autoplex. Go get your car.
eye. That's his one eye.
Davenport showed me a video of this one-eyed groundhog named Patch. I swear if you would have bought him a little eye patch, that would have been amazing.
Do you see him coming up on my stairs, though, on my deck?
Not well.
Well, yeah, because he only has one eye.
I know. He did turn around. Like, he can only go so far straight.
Yeah.
You're like,
Then my man's got to circle back. Make sure nobody's coming. Let me get my eye on you.
Yeah.
I got my eye on you.
I'm out here in the open. I got to defend myself, get back against the wall.
That was
baby.
2014. He's long been in groundhog heaven.
Yes, he is.
Groundhogs go to heaven.
Well, you said they only last about 6 years in the wild. I would think one eye probably didn't even last 6 years.
Right.
I don't know, man. He's a survivor.
He was big, though.
He's like
He
Gloria
convinced
Gaynor.
me to feed him.
He had one eye. He was still rolling.
Sympathetic.
That guy.
Sympathetic nuts and berries.
He's like,
out
oh,
there.
look, she's a softie.
Plus, he wasn't in the wild. I mean, he was in your yard.
Well, sometimes that's the wild.
When the dogs get out.
With these crazy dogs. Like, I feel so sorry for anybody that comes to my house to do any work. They're like, I think your dog might come through your glass door soon. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's double plated. You're good.
He still might get through.
He still might. Eventually, he might.
I love that she knew that she had to get double plated glass.
Yeah, I can't play with
It's like
these
you can't fire a gun through that thing.
No, you can't. Thank goodness. Otherwise, it would already be cracked from Patton Dog.
He just run into it, Babs.
Like 100 miles per hour. He jumps from like 10 feet back at the door. He's like, what's that movie? Cujo. He's like Cujo.
Stephen King. That's
like I've had numerous FedEx delivery drivers say, your dog's like Cujo. I'm like, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Cujo is gigantic. St. Bernard, wasn't he?
Rottweiler.
Oh, Rottweiler.
Yeah, he was a rot.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
Go
that's
ahead.
basically
Quarterbacks.
just. So you get on.
I ain't got no room.
Oh, savage.
Look at
this.
In the building.
Look at that.
We're live already.
Way to show up on time.
You're a little late.
What up, how you feel?
Hey, congrats on all those
Trying to
weight
get on
loss.
down,
What you
Sam.
talking about?
You're looking
Hey, I don't know what
skinny.
he's talking about.
Yeah.
Hi.
He's moved from guard to center.
I'll hug you after this
About to
segment.
be a damn tight end.
That's what we do around here, man. Just trying to be great and
Savage
now
out
it's turned
here.
into a competition almost.
You know what I mean? That's part of it, man. Competitive spirit,
Hey,
man.
that always helps.
So to finish up your dog one at the door, you get on the Mayomi, you order a bunch of packages from Amazon, you forget about it. A couple days later, these dudes are just throwing packages at your door.
Yep. They're like, I'm
Pat's
not
just
getting
running
close
down.
to that dog. That dog's going to break the glass here soon.
Hey, Savage, real quick,
Did y'all
man.
hear about my dog too?
What?
Y'all
Your
know
Roddy?
that old oh my God, he's showing out.
He has cancer, doesn't he?
I don't know. It ain't even cancer. I don't know what it is. He's turning his back to us. Oh, y'all know that unfake that one knock at the door.
Yeah.
Oh my
one
gosh.
of them.
Any dogs listening right now
Okay.
just lost it.
Had the sheriff show up to my house. Guess who's in the back seat? Zeus.
Your dog got out?
Went through the invisible fence and everything. He just on his screw y'all methods right now. Yeah.
Zeus out here wild.
Not for my kids. Not for something that I did. No, you should laugh.
But the way that you told that story, guess who's in the back seat of the sheriff's car?
Zeus back here.
He had the perk walk too. Like he opened up the door like, this yours? I was like, get your up out of this car. Like that's. I just looked at him like, what you doing?
Just out here roaming the
You got
streets.
it good. Man, I know you treat your dogs good, don't you?
Well, I used to.
Zeus get treated. Hey, guess who about to join your dogs?
Yep.
If he don't get it together, man,
You can have mine too.
he about to hit them streets. You hear me? Show him how hard it is out here and what dad
See,
and
they
mom
have
do.
no idea.
I swear, I almost considered getting this dog a Yeti bowl just to keep his water cool. Not no more.
Yeah.
No.
Might give him the green
No
hole
Yeti
spot.
for
Oh my
you.
God, that's where
Let him get it how he live out there.
You had a
Figure out how to
sheriff
turn it
return
Babs,
your dog.
he opened up the door on my dog like, this yours?
my
And then he was just like, yeah, the neighbors down the hill, man, they called and they felt like they recognized him. I was like, yeah, is he big and black and browns? He's like, yeah, it's a Rottweiler. You know how you get judged out here, man. I was like, I'm going to come grab him. Big black dog. You know, I ain't trying to say,
Hey,
man.
life is hard on the streets,
It
man.
ain't like Fifi out here. You feel me?
Yeah.
You crazy.
I'm just calling
Everybody prejudging Zeus. See, that's what he doesn't know. He doesn't know how hard it is in
Because he
real
be
life.
behind that gate and he think everything is behind the gate in this world. No, Zeus. It's real life like
It's real,
savages
yeah.
out here, man. It's coyotes out here.
Fifi just
man.
gets returned by the neighbor.
In a basket with a fresh bath. Not Zeus. He should have put handcuffs on him.
Or the neighbor keeps like the little frou-frou dog. Like, is it okay if they stay the night with us tonight? No. Zeus is returned in the back of a cop car.
Auntie Aaron, hashtag free Zeus.
I'm telling you, he gonna be free for you soon. God,
Come on,
please.
Zeus, get
He's going to be
together,
free like
man.
Slave Snake in Knoxville.
Oh, he gone. That thing just out there.
Yeah, no, you know what?
Wilderness.
That thing is hanging up in heaven with my one-eyed
Been
groundhog.
checked on out.
Heard about you one
Hey,
eye.
Savage, before we get to the Senior Bowl real quick, I meant to bring up about 35 minutes ago the AFC quarterbacks.
Yes.
Let me read this list.
Go ahead.
And then think about this from a Titan perspective and how far you got to go.
All right.
Theoretically. Josh Allen, Tua, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and maybe Aaron Rodgers in Vegas.
Wow.
And Sean Payton just took the Denver job.
So you get Russ back. That's tough. That puts a lot of pressure on you, man. That puts a whole lot
And
of.
we don't know what Kenny Pickett is.
Yep.
He might
We
be
don't know
good.
that. I mean, legitimately, it really
And
tightens.
I think he's going to be legit.
Did
And
you
let's-
say Lamar?
Lamar.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about
Well,
the
for now.
Colts and let's think about
for now. Yeah.
the Houston too. Like
Yeah, they got a
they're
pick.
slated to get some young hot talent at some point too.
Yeah, both of them.
So it puts pressure on you, which is why, of course, being at the Senior Bowl this week.
Yeah.
I said it this morning. I don't think, and y'all gonna be upset. I don't think the Titans will have a sexy first round pick. And
Going O-line.
Because
le-
it's going to be an offensive lineman?
it's got to be somebody.
They've got to.
It's got to be a corner, which that's a somewhat sexy pick. I'm saying it's got to be somebody this time around that really probably initiates. We're closer to a rebuild than we are restacking because of those reasons. I think you got to start protecting Tannehill and you got to stop the ball from going over your head. Fulton needs somebody, right? We can agree with that. Like you want to at least you pretty much cut off one side of your defense with the way he plays corner. In a sense, Byard governs the other side with whoever's over there. So if you go after corner, fine. I just look at the 11th pick as it'd probably be better to go back a little bit more to get one of those first-round guards, maybe a center. But you look at that position, say, if I'm picking one of those dudes in the first round, then he's got to be a 10-year guy for me. That's why it won't be sexy. Next thing you know, you have a dude that's been here 8, 10, 12 years. And that gives you stability. That also leads you into the other phase of what's next for the Titans. Unless they're going to extend Ryan Tannehill, we take a poll of most Nashville Titans fans. What are they going to say? Now, Tanny probably got one, maybe two.
Foundational piece.
Let me protect the next quarterback with the guard, with the center, with the tackle even. Yes, ma'am.
Dawn Davenport has her hand up.
Uh-oh.
Miss Babs.
Uh-oh.
Do I speak for all Titans fans out there in saying that's fine if it's not a sexy pick and it ends up being an offensive lineman or tackle guard, whatever, but can it please be one from maybe a bigger program, a bigger conference, somebody that you don't feel like you have to come in and get
babysit.
them up to speed on this speed of this game. And I know it's a transition regardless, but if you're talking about a North Dakota State
Right.
transition to the NFL, it's a bigger transition. And that is not a knock on any of these smaller programs and what they do. It's just a week in and week out. If you're in the SEC, you're playing at that next level in the trenches.
Yes.
That's the difference between smaller programs and SEC football.
It is. I'll give
And
you
Big
that
Ten and whatever. You know.
And I think this time around, the scouting of that may be a little bit different too, though. You know, like I
Right.
think it's too much pressure on this franchise to say, we're not doing our due diligence to make sure this guy, if he's not dominating at the Senior Bowl and his film, then that's going to be an issue for us.
Right.
Like
Or he didn't dominate his last year in college.
He did, because he didn't have a year, and then the Senior Bowl was, everybody spoke about his athletic ability as far as dealing ratings go, right? That's
Right.
the culprit that we're speaking of.
Yes.
And
Well, there's more.
I mean,
Go ahead,
yeah, there's more. And then that's the Isaiah situation, too.
Right.
Like, people are a little PTSD about O-line picks other than NPF.
100%.
And I'd almost say this time around, you got to go with a sure bet. Like, I looked at the center from Minnesota, John Michael Schmitz.
I love that kid.
Okay?
He's
Wrestler,
so smart, too.
played a whole lot of ball. I watched his one-on-ones, run game and passing game. His leverage, his ability to get angles was really good this weekend. If you go with another one, Osiris Torrance.
And by the way, Schmitz played, didn't he play 6 years with COVID?
Yeah, he did. So you're getting
Maybe
experience.
7? Was he a
Maturity.
7-year guy?
I ain't even sure if he's a 7. If he's 7 year, he better come ready, okay?
Yeah.
Legitimately.
But I've worked Minnesota games
Mm-hmm.
the last 3 years, so I know him well, obviously. But I mean, that's what they did. They wanted to run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they would line up in their jumbo package and just freaking smash mouth run the football. And like that guy owned that line. I remember not this season, last season, that their game against Maryland, I forget what they rushed for. It was like something ridiculous, like 600 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that offensive line did big things at Minnesota as a whole, and he was the anchor of it.
Yeah, and I think this group has more core players, too. Core players in the NFL are dudes that aren't your superstar guys, but they're your guys that's going to be steady eddies. They're your roster fillers, the ones. Big Jeff's a dude, right? Derek's a dude. Byers a dude. Well, in that mix, you want NPF to be a dude that sticks around. You want, you know what I'm saying, Naquan to be a dude. You want Tierra Tart. Those are your core players right there. And that's what you're looking at this group. Another kid that I liked watching down there, too, was another guard. Hold up, I just had it a second ago. It is Steve Avila. Played left guard. Looked good. Good anchor. Look at this offense they ran this year with Sonny Dykes. They spread the ball out, passed it down the field. That was another thing that the Titans needed, too. Offensive linemen that can actually protect. That's where they're at, too, because it's Tannehill's. That's a real good one, but they also had a good running game, too, right?
That's the problem with the offensive line. Like, fans are going to be like, oh, my gosh, not again. But here's the thing. Like, you got different administration now, and
that's your problem.
Because of the bad picks on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Here you go. This is why you need one.
But I'll say this. I'm going to preface it right now, February 2nd, Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
The fact that you got to get at minimum 3 new people, maybe 4, depending on if Aaron Brewer's around. There will be some transgression. If they jump out hot, beautiful. Expect the learning curve. Maybe the first quarter, first half of the season, they're going to have to learn each other. What 5 work well and how do they work well, too? Expect some of that. But I'll say this, go get you some mean dudes.
Yeah.
Set the tone, punch people in the mouth. That was one thing that we did, and I know I referenced my past, but that's the best I got to go on. When we were transitioning from old dudes to new dudes, the idea that we was going to go in and dominate, I think coaches knew, like, they got to grow up. Young pups, they got to grow up.
Yep.
What they told us, go fight somebody. That's all I want you to do. Show me you finishing. Show me that y'all going to band together. If somebody punch him, I better see all 5 of y'all over there. It didn't matter if it was in camp, in a game, you know how many fines I took to get to that point? We not going to be messed with, and that's what you at least want out of there. I don't want no nice guys. Give me some goons, man.
That's what it is right there. You look at guys like that, man. That's what Kansas City has that. Philly has that.
They went and got goons.
They went and got goons. Both teams. Yeah,
Sure did.
Yeah, when you think about the Titans, like, you wonder what Ben Jones is going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if he hung him up.
I'm predating him by saying they need to go get a center, but I would almost expect
you have to.
Being one to tap. I ain't going to say one to tap, but you got a new GM, and at some point you got to start transitioning for the future,
I think you're good at right tackle. You're good at right guard.
Are you? Because Nate's free.
Yeah, no, you have to deal with him.
For
sure.
You got to at least talk.
And what did he missed 8 games in the last 2 years.
And that's the only reason I'm saying 4, because I ain't sure if Nate might get an offer from your rival. He might get an offer from Houston.
He could. But you go rookie.
For way more than you want to pay, right?
You go rookie starter with that 11th pick unless you trade back for more picks or whatever. But I don't think you can. I think you have to have a rookie starting offensive lineman again this year. So that means you got to go get at least 2 veteran players.
You do.
Probably.
And where are we at with the cap? That's why I'm saying, like.
I've got the numbers. A to Z Sports put it out.
Yeah.
The AFC South numbers.
It's bad.
That's why I'm saying
It's
it can't be a sexy pick as far as the draft goes.
We talked about it the day after the season was over. We went in and looked at all the dead money and all the cap stuff, and we went through like they save $18.4 million when they cut Taylor Lewan.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
He has no dead money on his contract.
You have to. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
I'll tell you those numbers when we come back. Big Ramon Foster in studio, fresh off the Senior Bowl. We'll talk about that
off
too.
the road, man.
By the way, just real quick on the way out, when I was talking about Minnesota and how many yards they rushed for in that game, 326.
So he know how to run block.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 3HL at 3HL1045 on Twitter. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com.
Well,
We're going to talk about how Savagery is calling this a rebuild.
you don't agree with that, huh?
I don't. We'll talk about that after the break.
Well, we agree
Mr.
on
Babs
climate
agrees
control.
with you.
What about
We
that?
agree on that. We agree on who you're going to call if you have HVAC issues. We all agree on that.
That is right. That is Spring Hill Heating and Cooling.
Yes.
I got Kevin and them, man. They always going to take care of you. And even if they got to send somebody through, guess what? They'll send somebody through to check all your HVACs and everything else free. It's free of charge, Babsy.
Yes, free of charge when you have repairs. And here's the deal. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, they're family owned. We know the whole family. We got to hang out with them. And they've been in business for over 10 years. They plan on being in business forever. So you know they're not going to give you a new unit and then bolt. They're going to take care of you. They're going to be here for a long time in our town. And they respond promptly to issues to get your problems fixed and resolved quickly and accurately.
10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. We make it real simple for you. Heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. Available anytime at springhillac.com, Babsy.
Call them.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Will Bowling in studio now, too. And Don Davenport said, hey, Will, we've got to focus on work.
That's right.
Hello.
That's what we do. We do work.
I almost got it out of my mouth before laughing.
Yeah.
But you couldn't.
Will, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
So where was Kirby in this whole situation?
Oh, God.
Ramon Foster also in studio.
Hey.
Ron Slade, Don Davenport, producer Joe Hunk. I'm Brent Doherty. There's we got a
We're
full house.
all in the building.
We
This is
are.
like combining
Full house
shows.
Yeah.
Should have brought a champagne bottle from there. That's what we
That's
should have
right.
did.
I'm glad we have the
Hey.
extra mics in the new studio. Otherwise, I wouldn't really be able to speak right now. I was just going to take hunks.
I mean,
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong
I
with
said
that.
you could have cuddled up with Ramon.
I mean,
So-
don't act like we didn't share the same room, okay?
So
we did
Ramon,
not.
Kayla, and Will broadcasting live, Buck Rising as well from the Senior Bowl in Mobile. Y'all did an awesome job. I loved
Most
all the
definitely
content and all of the interviews and awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I am curious how the Kirby thing worked itself out. Like, who did
What do you
he
mean?
ride? Who
The
did
Kirby
he
initiative.
ride down with? Who did he ride back with? Who
You wanna
did he
take this one?
stay with?
He rolled down with us. I
Who's
thought he was
us?
taking
The
the
morning
van, the
crew.
morning crew.
An unexpected twist.
Me, Kayla, and Will. And let me tell y'all.
Oh, you didn't think he was riding with you?
Because I thought the van usually travels. It's
Yeah,
a
it
driving
does.
distance destination. I was like, okay,
It
cool.
does,
We
did it
pulling
not?
out the lot. And he was like, hey. It was like, oh, wait a minute. He hops in the back, and it was,
Well, first he was like, hey, can I put my bags in here? And I was like, oh, okay, maybe like he just wants equipment to get down there with us first. Like he's got to leave later. Like that's fine. Like he'll just let him throw his bags in the back.
Yeah.
No, and then he just
Just let
hops in the
him.
back seat. He starts pulling his seatbelt, and I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you need to go somewhere? He's like, to Mobile. I was like, oh, sounds good. Kayla was the one that really took the brunt of this because Kayla was the one sitting in the back seat.
Yeah, but
And
this is her first foray into Kirby.
Yeah.
She
Told it.
ain't know
She's
no
got to
better.
be indoctrinated.
The
God
best,
bless. We owe
worst,
her a bottle of something very nice.
the best worst, worst backseat driver ever. Kirby, you hear me? Because I had the GPS on, right, and it'd say 65 miles, and he got his GPS or his mental knowledge saying, no, I know that one's off and not synced up with mine. That mine says 72.
Yeah.
I was like, Kirby, they're basically giving me a point to where the navigation system's going to prompt again and let me know where, to continue on. He couldn't understand that for a while. I
No,
was
Kirby
just-
shows up with like a yellow notebook with all of the
With a
direction,
map.
with the
With maps,
directions
yeah.
written on them.
Yeah.
He does.
I learned.
He does.
So who did he ride back with?
Oh, him and Buck.
Buck,
thugging.
probably right now.
What?
They thug.
Oh my
well,
gosh!
they were
Can
gonna
I
go to
please have a
practice.
reality
I love
TV?
that.
Should we call
Crew.
them?
It
I
should
love
be
that.
they should be
Please.
driving any minute because practice ends at 4, and then they should be getting in the car.
We'll do that.
They
now.
should be on their way.
5:45. We're calling that car.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What in the world are they talking about?
I'm begging somebody sleep.
Because Kirby gonna let you know all his knowledge, and I don't know how Buck gonna receive all
Kirby just
that.
goes and goes and goes. So when Dawn first
Yeah.
got around him, she used to start combating some of the things that he was saying. And
A Will got him.
I'm like,
Do you want to say
I'm
what?
like,
Oh.
don't.
I got
don't. He's like the dog in Christmas Vacation that Cousin Eddie said. Once he locks in, you just gotta let him
You gotta let
finish.
him finish, yeah.
So I
had
got
to
him really
learn.
good.
I had to learn.
I caught him in a lie while we were down there.
Misinformation.
Misinformation.
Yeah.
So we were pulling in
I
a
ain't gonna
Mobile.
call Curb no lie.
So we're pulling in a Mobile, and I go, it's cool. I've never been to Mobile before. When I worked for the Tennessee Smokies, they had the Mobile Bay Bears, AA. That's now the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Shout out, Joe. And I was like, this is one of the best baseball cities in America. They have like some of the best baseball talent that's ever gone through Major League Baseball. Kirby was like, that's not true at all. Like literally, he was like, no, like there's no truth to that. Like, and started naming
Shut Will
cities.
down.
I looked up. I said, Kirby, according to a 1-second Google search, I am not only right, but actually they have as many pro baseball Hall of Famers as any other city in America. And then the navigation goes, take a right onto Satchel Paige Drive. And we look to the left of navigation. I say, oh, and there's Hank Aaron Stadium right across the way. So
Who else? There's like a few. It's
Willie
like 5.
McCovey, Billy Williams,
Mays.
Hank Aaron,
Hank
Satchel
Aaron.
Paige.
Hey,
all
T
from
Martin's from there.
Mobile.
Yeah, I mean,
Will.
for real. Yeah.
Valus Jones.
That's
Vela
really
was
funny.
Roger McCreary.
Roger McCreary.
played this game all week.
Was he quiet for a little bit?
It was one
No,
of
I bet he was.
He was like, huh.
Yeah,
And then that was it. He was not. It was never like a sorry. It was like a, huh.
Oh,
Okay.
he
there
gonna- he
will
gonna be
never
waiting.
be a sorry.
He was
He gonna be
adding to
waiting
his
on you, Will.
database.
He gonna be
That's
waiting
funny.
and some to try to get you on stump you on something.
Yeah.
I'm wrong
It's a
most days.
guarantee.
6 to
You
10.
can't
on
go
all
Babs, you had
sometimes.
something to ask me too. What was that? Reboot.
Oh yeah. Well, back to back to work talk. What did I tell you? I said, listen, Will, we are working. This is not fun time.
did say that.
This is not fun time.
Yes, savagery.
But you did take a moment to admonish Will.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
that took more time out.
Always.
I know, but
Okay.
I mean, I can't miss that moment. So, I need to get into this because you're going to leave us here soon. But there was actually a promo running on this station from you on Ramon, Kayla, Will in the morning, calling this Titans situation a rebuild.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Mr. Babs does because we have to have a conversation about it every freaking night. I'm like, I just did this for 3 hours. Now I have to come home and do it with you. Do you not just listen to the show, babe? But anyway, I don't call it a rebuild. I call it a retool, so to speak. I don't think it's a complete rebuild, but I feel like you do.
I do.
You?
I do feel like it's a rebuild.
Okay.
Now whether go ahead.
In your mind, what is a complete rebuild? Because a complete rebuild for me
is trade Derrick Henry.
Yes, trade Derrick Henry, get rid of Tannehill, whatever happens next year, you win one game.
You looking at what the superstars are. I'm looking at the entire team, the core players that I spoke about earlier. Like Tannehill and Derrick are definitely strong items. But I look at so many other pieces that are probably going to either get moved on or have to be replaced too. Now, whether you call that retooling or rebuilding, there is a new phase in which you're transitioning. And you're also transitioning into a more Mike Vrabel, Rand Carthon rebuild type of scenario too. You look at the coaches you got rid of, another equipment manager today that you got rid of, okay?
What's up with that?
They never get fired. I don't know what happened or whether it was retirement or what.
man.
They never get let go. So
Something happened.
Something's
41 years.
transitioning. Okay.
And that was Mike Vrabel's decision.
Okay,
Had
so
to be.
so
Had
Babs,
to
if
be.
we got to
Too many
replace the center, the right guard, left tackle, you about to cut. You also got to find something with Tier. I think he has to be re-signed. There's rumors that you might let go of Bud. You got to figure out what Caleb Farley is. Like David Long Jr. Okay, Zach Cunningham's probably gonna get cut. You're in a rebuild. You still hadn't found an OC or offensive line coach. You just hired a DB coach, Babsy. You're stacking pieces to rebuild. Like, this is the foundation of the next era. And I think most people probably look at this and say, you only got one, maybe 2 more years of Derek and Ryan Tannehill.
I agree. I agree.
And you also still got to find other wide receivers. Robert Wood is on his way out, too. Allegedly, or at least what the rumors would suggest.
The numbers suggest
And
that
tight ends.
they saved $12.02 million by cutting Robert Woods.
Bye.
9.35 Bud Dupree. Bye.
Bye.
Dead money for Tannehill, $18.8 million. They got to redo that one. Derrick Henry, they saved $7.367 if he's not here.
Look at it.
Here's the
Man.
cap numbers real quick. This from Ben Arthur.
You might not be wrong. Okay, well, let me
I
ask
ain't
you
trying
this,
to be
though.
right. I'm just hoping it resets quick.
But if you are in a rebuild, does that include signing a guy like Big Jeff?
Oh, yeah. Jeff's
You
a
have
part
to
of
do
it.
that.
Like, we went through a rebuild in Pittsburgh. We're gone, Ben gone, O-line gone, Cam still was there. They signed Minka. Like, yeah,
Okay.
Jeff is a
It's
pillar.
it's not a complete salary dump. Goodbye to everything.
You don't like rebuild, let's call it new phase.
Here are the salary cap numbers according to Ben Arthur, who writes the NFL Network says 224.8 is the cap number. AFC South teams: Texans 39.289 million in space, 5th most in the NFL.
Yeah.
Colts 13.07 million, 14th in the NFL. Jacksonville, they're 22.2 in the hole. The Titans are 26.6 in the hole, which is 30th in the NFL.
You get over half of that back by releasing your franchise left tackle.
18.4. So then you're 8 million
I mean,
under.
yeah.
And then Zach is counting what?
And then Bud Dupree, who I know we all love.
Yeah.
But that's 9. I mean, this is business and
Well,
numbers.
and plus,
that's 9.35. And then
he
and then
hasn't
you
been
cap him.
available.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
a part
love
of it,
Bud.
too.
I think he makes this defense different, but
Yeah.
if you ain't on the field, it doesn't matter.
Best ability.
Availability. I
Make
know
the
that
club
we
and
have
the
to
tub, all
break.
those things.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
I know that we have to break, but there's one more. I'm sorry,
You want me to
Honk.
hang around for the next early segment?
Can
Yeah.
you?
I'll swing and bang with
Dude,
you.
Look at I
Thank
just
you.
If you want to.
Thank you, Ramon. Thank you.
Honk.
Hey, we'll
Relax.
get into Will's love life and everything.
I mean, whatever you want to do, we're here for.
Will got love life. What's going on?
I don't know.
All right.
We can
No,
find
I'm going
out.
to talk Titans offensive line.
That's next. We got a full house in here. Ramon, Kayla,
What's
Will.
your name, Will?
And 3HL combining forces. 3HL 1045 The Zone. I want to tell you about a great restaurant in Franklin. You need to try Gina's Pizzeria. Gina's Pizza is awesome. We were talking about best pizza in Nashville the other day, and one of the 3HL crew members put in the feed that Gina's Pizzeria has the best pizza in Nashville. So really appreciate that. Appreciate you guys trying. I've heard from them that a lot of y'all are going in there and saying you heard about Gina's Pizzeria from 3HL, 3046 Columbia Avenue in Franklin. That's the Kroger Target Shopping Center, and it is phenomenal. Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 8, Friday through and Saturday, 11 to 9, Sunday, 12 to 6. GinaStonefiredItalia.com is the website. Family owned and operated by Steve and Diane Bledsoe. I've known these guys for more than 20 years. They are awesome people, and they are devoted to giving you the best dining experience at Gina's Pizzeria, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Playoff season is here. The real MVP is Gina's Pizzeria in Franklin. Don't let their name fool you. Gina's Pizzeria has a full catering menu from pastas to salads, award-winning wings to incredible pizzas, of course. But don't forget about the homemade desserts that they have to offer you. Gina's Pizzeria can cater for a team of any size. Let Rusty and his crew create a customized catering order that will leave everyone cheering from game day Sunday to weekly work catering. Gina's Pizzeria has you covered. Gina's Pizzeria, 3046 Columbia Avenue in Franklin in the Target Shopping Center, or order online for in-store pickup. GinaStonefiredItalia.com.
But who's going to play in it? We have the latest injury report. Good evening from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Joe Hunk. The injury report is out. Remember, obviously, game's not next Sunday, but this is the real week of practice for the teams. For the Chiefs, Mecole Hardman, Juju Smith-Schuster, L'Jarius Sneed, as well as Kadarius Toney did not practice today. Sneed still in concussion protocol from that hit that he took during the game last weekend in the AFC Championship game. For the Eagles, Landon Dickerson and Lane Johnson, both of them were out today for practice, as was Robert Quinn, their defensive end. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5
Sliding on out, so
Will
we don't talk about his love life.
Yeah, Will Bowling out of here. You want to talk about his love life when he's not here?
No, we'll protect him.
We'll
We'll
protect
protect
him.
him.
Let him alone.
Listen, we really don't know anything. These are just jokes on the radio. Thursday edition, man.
Just
We're
like to
cruising.
mess with him.
Yeah, but definitely that. Cruising through this week like Buck and Kirby coming back from Mobile right now together in a car. This is amazing.
Lord.
We're calling them at 5:45.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Don Davenport is here.
That's Buck. That's Buck. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch,
She
please.
washed her hair today. She's got a skull cap, Mamba skull cap. She's got pig headphones.
I got the Mamba mentality going on
You
today.
definitely do that. She started the show by saying she wanted to be a hitman.
Yeah.
You know, I have thoughts.
think it would
I
be
have
a fun
thoughts
job.
about the Mamba mentality.
What?
I'd rather not share right now.
Okay.
That was a tease.
I'm just saying.
What is that, a summer show?
That probably could be a summer show.
All right, write it, add it
hear
to
that
the
one.
list. Add it to the list.
I want to hear that.
I think it's something get overshadowed. But
The work?
now the work is phenomenal.
Okay.
But that mentality, and maybe them.
I'm already intrigued. Save it. Book it, man.
I can't wait till June, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder where these young kids are today with the Mamba mentality.
Oh, none of them have it.
SAWFD, soft.
Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
I think the work ethic gets highlighted, like what you just said, but the mentality was different too, though. Like on the court.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I see what you're saying. It was that killer mentality, right?
Yeah, kill your
when I-
team. You kill your team too.
When I feel
He
like,
did that.
when I hear Mamba
Just saying.
mentality, I hear
did
that
that.
more.
I'm just saying.
By any means
we'll
necessary.
We'll better get into it.
Like I'm gonna drag
That's where
y'all
I'm
with
at
me,
with
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even if you're one of the best players of all time.
Yeah, and we go down, we going down. You may not need to be better. I don't know.
He gets down. His name's Ron Slay.
What's happening?
Dang, Slay.
I'm just saying, man. I always,
Hey, I'm in the building.
I'm
with him.
So many people say that, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's a lot of.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
He is in the building. Before we get to
All right, well, that'll be a summer show.
We will get into it.
I wrote it down.
We,
That's right.
we
right before
bookmarked that
kids
one.
go to summer camp, Dan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Before we introduce our next guest, who we love and work with, Casey in Smyrna has been on hold for a minute. Kate and wants to say something to Slade. Casey, what's up?
KC?
Well, let me just start. Slade, don't try to big time me. Whatever you do not try to big time me today. I'll get back to you. Don, I got thrown off with the groundhog thing. Let me just tell you, sweetheart, you boil that groundhog in water. You take that groundhog out of water, put him in vinegar. Surround him with yams, and a whole bunch of red pepper flakes, and you serve him. And there's a lot of fat in him. You serve him with some cornbread. Not regular cornbread, but the cornbread made in that black skillet. You know what I'm talking about, Slade?
Yeah, legit. You better believe it.
You know what I'm talking
No,
about?
Casey.
You better believe it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now I'm back on you. First and foremost, I followed the sleigh ride. I'm talking about from Knoxville to Nashville. 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, trying my best to add content when everybody else was asleep. So I feel like I'm a little part of this sleigh ride.
That's real. I love it.
Early morning.
Yeah.
You hitting that highway back and forth from Knoxville. I didn't even know where you lived, man. I had to do some searching to find out where you lived. Had no idea. So I know this man has been grinding. I'm talking about grinding. Back and forth. Then I turn around and look and see this cat on SEC Network. And I'm trying to find out what's next, Slay. Is this the Slay, Stephen A. Slay book signing thing? I mean, where we going with this?
Oh, well, I will say it is a book called The Sleigh Ride. I'm just throwing it out there. It ain't ready yet, but it's there. You know what I mean?
I want a signed copy, man. If you don't get too big, I want a signed copy, brother.
Never too big, Casey. I appreciate that love, man. No doubt, bro. Keep rolling with me.
But look, man, I've seen the process, and I've seen the evolution. And I just wanted to say, all the young people out there that want to get involved in communications, there's a way. You have been unapologetic to who you are. I'm talking about, and I know for a fact there was no character switch up in this bad boy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no question.
And I want everybody out there to know that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Mm-hmm. And this man worked hard. Yep. I've seen it. And I've met you before, man. And just wanted to know, man, that I'm really, really proud of you, man.
Appreciate that, bro.
That was awesome, Casey.
Without question. Appreciate that, man.
Now, before we go on break, I got one little thing. We're talking about goons, right?
Most definitely.
Okay. Slay, I hate to say it, but you were kind of considered a goon back in that day. And
I wanted that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like that.
I think something's wrong with our UT program. I love Bruce Pearl. But, let me just let me go ahead and say that up front. But I love what Barnes is doing, and I like the fact that Barnes has changed the culture. But I wanted a little input on that. Okay. You definitely build a program by changing the culture and getting character guys, but you need one or two goons. Yeah. You need one or two goons, man. If you've ever played organized sports, you know that you need a couple of cats on the team, man, that everybody's scared of, including the coach, in order to get that. And I want you to talk about, you briefly, some of the goons were in the SEC, man, when you played. I know 3 of them down there in Florida. Ooh. And some of the other ones, man, they touched the ones that were on the team when you played, and talk about some of the compare and contrast when you played to what these guys are playing across the day, man.
Thank you, KC, man.
We're going to dive into that a little later. That's a lot right there.
I came in here and shine a light on you, man.
That was real. I appreciate that,
People
man.
have no idea the grind that you've been on.
No doubt. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I appreciate that, man.
Real quick, before you answer that question, Hunk, do we have another intro that we need to play? For our in-studio guest.
Who the hell are you?
Ramon.
Say my name. Ramon.
I love it when you say my name.
Say my name. I don't have a damn clue what it is.
Yeah,
you do. Do you respect the bad guy?
Ramon Foster, straight from Mobile, Alabama.
Straight out the car with it.
Yeah. Listen, man, hey, we listened to and played a lot of the Hendon Hooker interview that you guys had.
It was really good.
Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker on the show. What an awesome story. Jim Nagy, the executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl, saying that they don't typically bring in injured players, but Hendon Hooker's different.
He is different. You meet him, you talk to him, he's definitely different. Quarterback type for the NFL in every aspect of it. He was the best quarterback there, even with the knee brace on. And I know Max Duggan had a heck of a year. Hendon Hooker was the best quarterback down there. He never threw a pass. That's all I'm telling you. And I don't know where that puts him in the draft. You know how teams say they don't want low maintenance, they want no maintenance.
Right.
If he gets his knee together, man, even by a little bit to take a drop back by the time the draft come around, I'd love to see him go second, maybe even third. The way this league is, I almost kind of see it being a copycat in a sense. Right. The fact that somebody somewhere is looking for that type. One thing you know about Hendon is he threw the ball with accuracy. He can throw it deep. He can throw it short. It's a matter of where you are in your mind as an organization, as how comfortable you can be with them. Brock Purdy doing what he did this year, I think there's open door opportunities for a lot of guys. Because some teams won't admit it. And some teams are willing to when they get their franchise guy. They're willing to pay that $40+ million a year. But some are still looking to figure out how they can, what are they moneyball a team too. That's the side of it of the way teams build rosters as far as, okay, if we can keep him at 35, 32 million, then we can pay other positions to highlight his natural athletic ability.
I think the beautiful thing for Hendon Hooker, by the way, he'll be almost 5 months out from the injury. The beautiful thing about Hendon Hooker in this opportunity and the position that he's in now is I think he ends up with a good team. Yeah. He's going to end up on a good situation with a franchise that's probably winning, honestly, because they won't need him necessarily in year one. You know what I mean?
It'll be good for him.
Yeah.
It'll be good for him. Yeah. I say this. He got to get on that field early. Them backup quarterbacks, they don't last long in this league because it's the next year backup quarterbacks too.
Definitely true.
Right.
If you get recruited around.
Yeah, buddy. So he gonna need a spark, at least a resemblance of game plan and progress as a quarterback, as an NFL quarterback too.
Matt Miller, NFL draft expert, told us. Sorry, Babs.
No, I'm not.
I'm just working to piss her off today. She had her hand up. I acted like I didn't see it. Real quick, Matt Miller, NFL draft expert, told us he thinks Hendon Hooker's second round, even with the injury. Babs.
It's time to break.
No. We're going to 20.
Okay, Aaron Brewer.
Okay.
Is he a center? Can he be a center? Is he too small? Is he too small to rely on as a starter when we talk about a rebuild? Sorry, I'm in offensive line rebuild mode according to.
That's my dog over there. Trying to get it.
Because I'm like, we got the expert O-line guru here. I have to pick his brain while I can.
You know where all the GMs, coaches, and scouts gravitated to?
The trenches.
When at that Senior Bowl, when the bigs was working, the receivers was over there, linebackers on backers was over there. Everybody want to see the bigs work because they understand the importance of it now. And I think we're transitioning back to understanding you need some hogs up front to get the job done. Aaron Brewer moving over to center. That's his safest position if you're asking me.
Yes.
I surround him by folks. I've also been on record here on our show saying I'd almost love to see Dylan Radins inherit learning how to snap the ball and play center to save his career, to extend his career.
Do you know what Greg Cosell told us during the draft?
What did Cosell say? Because I had somebody arguing me up and down on the tweets. Okay,
he said, I'm not sure he wouldn't be best at center. And this is before he played a snap in the NFL, before during the draft process.
Trying to tell me I don't know what I know.
We could probably find that.
I'm telling you.
He said that.
We
I
should
didn't
find
think
that
I was
for
going
you.
to play. Okay, I didn't think I was going to play guard ever in the NFL. But understanding that I didn't have the footwork to play tackle in the league, hey, let's move in. Did I hate it? Heck yes, I hated it. But guess what I got out of it? 11 years. Yeah. I had a conversation with somebody right now this week that's talking about a tackle, and they're asking me, a scout down there, do you think he'd be reluctant to go into guard? I said, if he's smart, he move in. Because that's how it goes in this league. It's a matter of how much value. The kid from North Dakota State that's down there right now with the two missing front teeth.
Which everybody was talking about him. With his jersey all tucked up, his belly sticking out.
Guess what his natural position is? Tackle. That's what he played there. But guess where he was this week? Center and guard this week, because it's showing that I'm more valuable. I understand I need to be one of those game day sevens to make myself valuable in the NFL whenever I get in and get in a starter position. Now let me specialize in this. Yeah. All I want in most people is to get on the field. You asked me about Brewer. Brewer is this. And I heard somebody higher up say this. Why would I go get a $2 steak when I know I have unlimited funds? Like, it's one thing to go eat at a buffet steak place, right? Mm-hmm. But when I know we can go to Bourbon and Kane and all these special places around here.
Yeah. E3, shout out to them.
E3, shout out to them. I mean, everybody, you hear me? Hall, Steakhouse, all of them, everybody. I'm ready to dabble in all of these. But what I'm saying is, when you have access to go to those restaurants, you going to go and pick one. I ain't saying that's him, but I'm just saying if you know there's an upgrade, unless you're going to surround him with better talent to supplement his deficiencies, and everybody has deficiencies.
His are just deficiencies that he can't change.
That you can put people in this quarter. You can put him in the quarterback's lap a little bit easier. At center, you're surrounded by a couple of guys. Like Marquise, he'll tell you. I asked him, Pounce, what were you in the league? He was like, no. probably like 280, sometimes 275. He was heavy at 290. But what did he have surrounding him? Me and the Castro.
Yeah.
And also Pounce was strong as an ox in the weight room. Aaron Brewer, 6 foot? Pounce is also 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
That
So
helps.
you got longer arms that helps somewhat. I ain't gonna act like Brewer needs to be 310. No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is when you 6'1"-ish,
Yeah.
285, 290,
You small right
it's a
there.
little bit different right
small
there.
right
It wears you down playing that position. You can be too big there too. So
Right.
it's pick your poison.
So Aaron Brewer's a backup.
He won a starting job this year.
Right.
I understand
You know,
that, but
yeah.
this is what I take.
And this is the other thing too. Rand's got to evaluate this roster.
Right.
Say what you want to about him and Vrabel's relationship. He might be. He said they're not going to agree on everything. They might be one of his. Hey, Mike, I appreciate your thought, but I'm gonna find you a better version of that.
Yeah.
That happens in this league. I had to like shepherd guys in that I played with at Tennessee. That I kicked it with a guy in Vegas, me and my wife both, that they drafted to take my position in Vegas, a 5th-round pick. Like, they always looking for somebody new. So have a new trick this year if you want to crack that starting lineup, Aaron Brewer. That's all I would say.
You still rolling, or does Zeus need some?
I'm going to go, man. I've been
parenting?
away from the boys and the wife. And
Yes,
I
get
gotta
on
go.
out.
And Zeus been acting up, man. He ain't coming in the house when my wife tell him to. He just, Babs.
He's like straight in his
I've
own world.
never had an older dog. He's 8 now.
Yeah.
Is this what happens?
I don't know. Mine's been an a-hole for a long time, so.
I mean, older they get, the less.
But
The
maybe
zero. You know.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you can
Like
probably
he
say
always
that
act
about
like this.
Mayor. You can say that
is
about
that
me.
what happened, Mayor? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
I
got
got
some people. I know that. Hey, thanks for rolling in, man.
No
Zeus
doubt.
is
Great
giving
words
him
to
some
see your
busted.
boy.
Savage.
Yeah.
At Ramon Foster on Twitter. Listen to Ramon, Kayla, and Will 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. 3HL will return 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Superbook Sports, man. It's going down from Nashville to Knoxville and all around the country. Superbook Sports is your place to wager everything sports. You cannot miss what's happening. You do not need to be at the game to enjoy the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can put it right there in the palm of your hand. Download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com. Start placing your bets now. The parlay was thrown off last night by the Tennessee Vols. Yeah, head scratcher. It's all right, though. We'll figure it out. Now, what you also got to understand is when you put Vegas right there in the palm of your hand, they're offering up to $1,000 bonus when you sign up, deposit, and wager in the same day. If you do all three of those, you will be matched. Yes, guaranteed. Better keep an eye out, though. This Saturday, big games coming up. And then you know what's happening the week after that, the big game. So keep your eye on it. Get in action right now with the Superbook Sports. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. You know the motto, book it.
With home prices and rates going up, many home buyers are having a difficult time adjusting to their new house payment. That's where a payment reduction mortgage from our friends at Accurate Mortgage comes in. A fixed-rate payment reduction mortgage lets buyers enjoy reduced payments during the first 3 years of owning their new home and gives them the flexibility to grow into their payments. To be clear, this is a fixed-rate mortgage, not an adjustable rate. Sellers love the payment reduction mortgage, too, because it can help them sell their home while avoiding major price reductions. So buyers get reduced payments. Sellers have more net profit. What's not to love? So whether you're selling your home or in the market to buy a new one, call the loan advisors at Accurate Mortgage and let them help you find the right loan solution for you. Visit Accurate Mortgage today, AccurateMTG.com. That's AccurateMTG.com. Accurate Mortgage Group, a division of Acopia LLC, is an equalizing lender, NMLS number 4664. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Haas out as equipment manager of the Titans. Been there forever. We all love him.
That's why.
Like over 40 years.
And his wife, Terry. And Paul Kaharski had the story today. And that's sad news to a lot of us. Now, I don't know, what goes into those decisions, but I do know that that's a good dude, man. And he worked hard, and he worked loyally for the Oilers and the Titans and made the move and all those things. And I know that he mentored the young guys that would work over there, the Matt Thompsons of the world and all those guys. And I know that their hearts are hurting today. So just wanted to shout out Haas, thinking about you, bro. And thanks for everything.
Yeah, Miss Terry.
Yeah, that's wild to hear, man. I don't know what transpired, but how it went down. But man, that's one. It's
There's
a
got to
couple
be more
people,
to it.
Yeah, a couple of people you don't like. When I go back to whether it's professional or whether I go back to college, you always got a connection with the trainers, secretaries, and equipment managers. They never change.
Shoot.
Never change.
Frazier's still at Tennessee. He's been there forever. He's my favorite.
And then I got Chicken Hawk. Chicken Hawk is now the special assistant. He's what Gerald was to Coach Foreman.
Gerald Harrison.
Yeah,
who's now the AD at Austin Peay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now he moved up.
If y'all see any highlights from that 98 season, you're going to see Gerald Harrison standing right next to Philip Fulmer, and he is the best.
Like those people you always go back to, man. It's like when you go back to middle school, you know that one teacher that's going to still be there. That's tough, man. Well, hate that for him.
Used to be Haas.
Yeah, that's wild.
So, yeah, you're right. Thinking about you too, Terry. She's awesome. She'll tell you exactly what she's thinking at all times.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you like her, don't you?
Yes.
No sugarcoating.
All right. So we've talked a lot about the Titans offensive line and whether it's a rebuild or not. Certainly it is going to be a partial rebuild at least, at the very least, of however you want to define that, because there are so many contracts that they have to get out from under. And that's what's going to happen. So, you could rework Taylor's deal, but Taylor's going to save you a lot of money. 18. It's $14.84 million for Taylor Lewan, $9.35 million for Bud Dupree. Ryan Tannehill is going to cost $18.8 on the dead money, so they've got to redo his contract, which I'm sure he'll want to because he's only got $5 million guaranteed on this season. So he'll want to do that, I would think. Derrick Henry is another one that they got to figure out because last year his deal. And so do you entertain, like, how deep does the rebuild go from a definition standpoint? Because if you're all the way doing it, maybe you do entertain trading Derrick Henry. Because you do have to re-sign Big Jeff. He's going into the last year of his deal.
You got to have some face out there. Byard is taken care of.
I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Woods was gone after 1 year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm with you on that.
Which sucks because year two after the ACL, he's going to be much
different. He's going to go produce somewhere.
He will.
He's going to go produce somewhere without question.
But 12.02
million. And as a number two.
He's also a number two. He's not a number one. That's the other thing. I guess when I hear rebuild, I think tank, not Mike Vrabel's never going to just say, oh, yeah, let's go tank so we can get a Corey, right? No.
Yeah.
But when people use the word rebuild, that's how I think of it. Like if
you think demolition.
I think demolition.
They're not going to do that.
I hear rebuild and I think you don't sign Big Jeff and you don't, that's my thought when I hear rebuild, but the way that Ramon explained it makes more sense.
Yeah.
As far as a rebuild.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think we're both right.
Right. You got to have parts, or you got to have parts to make those other key pieces be able to work. Like you don't get a Derrick Henry without the parts in front of him, a foundation laid. Like regardless if they're big names or not, like that offensive line, if they're not whole, if they're not moving as a unit, Derrick Henry like 1,500 yards, but golly, it was a grind.
Yeah.
Like that 1,500 man. It really should be what do you call it? What's the word? Should be golly, inflate with inflation with a good offensive line. That's really 2020. That's 2,200 yards. Really, that 1,500 if you got a good line right there. So, I mean, you gotta get this thing in order, man. And I think it starts right there up front. Then you can start to figure things out, as you move forward. But
Adam with an interesting point on YouTube. The rebuild started when J-Rob traded A.J. Brown.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that.
So if that's the case, though, if you're gonna look at it like that, I don't understand why you keep a Derrick Henry then. If you're looking at it like that,
because you're looking at contending in 2 or 3 years, if that's the case. Not and if you look at a Derrick Henry, that's about what you expect his running back expectancy to be, right?
Now,
I think you're right.
One thing I wanted to ask Savage too, I forgot. Like, how long does it take to get an offensive line? Like he said, when you get guys in, how long does it take to see the unit collectively moving as one without it being in pieces? Why can't you see one grow like the Eagles were able to grow? Kansas City able to grow, kind of like what
he
Coach
was doing. Through that. He said quarter of the season, maybe half.
Yeah, but I think that's just we hitting. But can you imagine the one that's together for 3 or more years?
Yeah, it's hard to do though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's being done.
But you can't end up at
you
the
can
end
move one
at the end of the season. How many backups we're having to start? And I'm not talking about just Titan backups, like just
everywhere.
Guys that shouldn't be starting anywhere.
Yep, you're right. I just wonder, man, like if it can be done, like you got to win it. I understand replacing 1 or 2. Can't have to be turning over and replacing 3 and 4. Like you had ground zero every single time at the front line end.
They really were affected by missing those 2
draft
picks on the offense.
Without question. Boom. And there it is.
And that's why John Robinson got fired.
Yep.
Honestly, that's why.
That's it.
Right
Those
there.
2, and then one getting hurt.
Those poor
Listen, people say
scouting decisions.
It's the A.J. Brown thing, but that's not true. Like, that was an organization.
You could have overcame that.
The organization knew that trade was going down. It's not like he just pulled the trade by himself. Now, missing on 2 high-pick offensive linemen, that kills you.
Yeah.
Where is Bowser anyway? Is he on a boat?
Probably down in the Mobile with them. Was at the Senior Bowl trying to run it back or something. Nobody knows. No, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Tennessee loses at Florida 67-54. They took the lead early in the second half, and then Castleton took over. And that guy. It's frustrating to watch Castleton take over.
And then but guess what? He's a vet playing, and he played like a vet. It reached a point when he was just like, I'm taller than y'all. Y'all not pushing me out the paint.
I'm going to go right.
It in. Yeah, y'all can't stop me. Yeah,
and then I'm going to have a weird look on my face when I run up the floor.
Yeah, but the reason too, Vol Nation, man, why I'm not distraught about that whole situation, because they missed shots.
5 of 25 from 3, 7 assists on 19 made baskets. That's not them. Florida only had 11 fouls called on them in that game.
Yeah, that's. But I will say this: you got to expect that going on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never going to get the benefit of the doubt, especially in Florida, in the swamp, in Rupp, in what is Arkansas? I forgot the name of the arena. Bud Walton. Yeah. Like, you ain't getting no calls, man. You better go up and put it on them. You better put it on them, because if not, like, they went down to the swamp, they out-rebounded them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have more turnovers in them. So they played the game the right way. They just missed shots.
Tennessee hosts Auburn Saturday. Both teams at 7-2, tied for second place, 2 games behind Alabama. 1 o'clock on ESPN.
Slay, I'm going to go ahead and say it, because this is what screwed me up for 365 days with you. I'm picking Tennessee.
Now, wait a minute, huh?
We don't have
now,
enough
you're not
time
going to be
for
able
you
to
just throw that out there.
I'm just going ahead and making it known right off the bat.
For those who don't know,
but this is the thing. I'm not even worried about you picking Tennessee. You're with Auburn. Like, you already made this decision. It ain't you can't.
I picked Tennessee.
You don't get this ain't pickleball. We get to play close up on the net, man. You got to move back.
This ain't pickleball.
Yeah, we playing tennis out here, dog.
You know how to play pickleball?
No, I don't, but I've watched it a couple times. My brother know how to play.
That's going to be our next stop.
I'm with that.
There we go.
Yeah, no,
old people can play pickleball. We're good.
For those that don't know, Hunk is a Tennessee and Auburn fan.
Yeah, but he can't. You don't get to come back across the tracks.
But it's debatable.
Oh, he's.
Yeah, the Hawk don't get. Y'all didn't.
Wait
this
a
is-
second.
this
Wait
was
a
the
second.
game
You're
that
talking about
started it all.
Tennessee Auburn?
Yeah.
Listen, okay, all right. Let me
And
tell you
now
how this
he's
sounds.
all of a sudden picking Tennessee.
But let me tell you how this sounds.
Get out of here,
Last year
Hunk.
when they had Jabari and they were number 1 or 2 in the nation, he picked them. This year that number Tennessee is number 2. Now you picking them. No, Hunk. That feels like a front
That's
runner.
what.
No,
That's
you can't
what
come
we
over
call
there.
a front runner,
do that.
fair weather bandwagon
Can't do
fan.
that. I'm just
That's
saying,
what that
the
is.
squad.
In 2023,
No,
I'm
don't go
learning
yell
from
at yell.
2022.
No. What? No, hell no.
He's just analyzing the game.
No, man, no.
All right. Are we going to try to call Buck and Kirby?
Please.
Yes.
How are there not cameras rolling on this
Pretty
car ride
please.
back from
Can we
Mobile,
trust
Alabama?
Kirby on the air?
I don't know. We
Heck
haven't.
yeah.
Listen, we haven't messaged them about this. We're just going to call them.
We're just going to call you.
This is gonna be good.
Hey, by the way, too, I don't know if you guys saw this. It came out a couple of hours ago. After 17 years, Todd Blackledge is leaving ESPN. Going to go call some Big Ten with NBC.
Oh, okay. Thought you were
about
going to talk
that?
about another possum that died before he saw a shadow.
No,
have 2
so
eyes.
does that not? That doesn't see. I'm one of
You're the
those
Big Ten, yeah.
announcer dorks that's like, oh my gosh, this guy's making a move to NBC.
Yeah,
But see,
Blackledge is
Todd
good. I mean-
Blackledge is one of the best
Yeah, he's
play-by-play
good. Yeah, he's really good.
guys when it comes to college football. So I
And
think.
see, I'm biased. I don't even really watch that much Big Ten unless it's one of the top teams.
Well, he called a ton of SEC this year.
Oh well, I heard him then. I'm terrible with names too now. Don't.
Yeah, you would recognize.
remember
his
he
voice.
did
He's
the
really good.
restaurant tour
Yeah, that's what he
during
always did.
broadcast.
I wonder if he's taking that with him.
I probably was making bets, but
Anyways, Todd Blackledge, Noah Eagle, and Catherine Tappan are their Big
Iron
Ten
Eagles?
football Saturday night.
you
Son.
related to Iron Eagle?
Yeah,
To
What
some.
is it?
son.
Oh, that's
He's
dope.
legit
I like
too.
it.
He's good.
Why is his
I
name
like
not
it.
Ian? Why is it Ian?
because it's cool.
These are the things. Like today, I was wondering why 50 years from now, people are going to look back at us and think we were all idiots because we had power lines above the ground. Think about that when you go down the street and you see all this crap everywhere.
When it could be
Wooden
just free
poles
space.
and power lines and all this. They're going to be like, why didn't y'all put that under the ground?
Be like if it flood down there.
Yeah, I don't know. These are the things I think about. All right, we'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Brentwood Jewelry, Valentine's Day is coming up. You need to go visit my friends at Brentwood Jewelry, and you can do it right there in the heart of Brentwood. Just off Franklin Road, 7012 Church Street is the address. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. They've got new hours. They wanted to spend some time with their family in 2023, so they decided to take Sunday and Monday off. So Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays 9 to 4, you can get all your Valentine's Day gifting responsibilities taken care of. Salem Amamali, my friend Brandon Amamali, they will help you out. Sandy, the watchmaker, they're ready for you. Brentwood Jewelry makes finding that perfect Valentine's Day gift easy. Stop by to find one-of-a-kind gifts for that special someone in your life. Whether you're looking for a custom-designed engagement ring to take this Valentine's Day over the top or one-of-a-kind Salem E earrings or necklace, Brentwood Jewelry will not disappoint. Ladies, don't forget the guys in your life for Valentine's Day. Get them an elegant timepiece that matches their personality and lifestyle. From Brentwood Jewelry's line of pre-owned Rolexes to the sport look of Oris, no matter what their style is, Brentwood Jewelry has the perfect piece to celebrate them this Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, perfect time for a proposal as well. Brentwood Jewelry is here to help you pop the question. Let them help you take the stress out of selecting that perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Brentwood Jewelry, 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
All right, you need extra cash and or maybe you just need a new mortgage, a better rate. Loan Pronto, it's who you need to call. Rates have plummeted to 5-month lows, so it's a really good time to do this. And Loan Pronto has really low rates. They're able to grab them. I'm talking they're doing refis with APRs in the 4s right now. So maybe you were putting off the refinance because the rates were high. They're back. See if Loan Pronto can help you. If you're like a lot of other people too, you might have some credit card debt going on and you've got like 20+% interest charges every single month, or maybe your home rate is over 6%. Maybe you had no choice and you had to get into that 7% loan last year. Call Loan Pronto, see what they can do to help you out. 615-499-5780. Go visit them, loanpronto.com. That's who I used. They're awesome. Call 615-499-5780. That's Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Why is your mic not on?
What's with 213? On 2-1 and Lewis. Let's do this. And said, what's up?
She knows the wrong
So I
part.
said, I'm stuck.
This is
I'm glad it's her.
Dawn had stage fright at karaoke night.
She just flowed through
And
that right
also like 3 bottles of wine.
Not 3 glasses.
there. Whole
3
bottle.
bottles. Like, I had no business getting on that stage at karaoke night. I don't know who in the hell let me do that. Mayor.
I was there.
Yeah.
I don't know that I let you do it.
No, you were like
necessarily.
egging it on.
Well, probably that. That's what I do.
Mr. Babs was like, nope.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Was he there?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That was the last Christmas party we had, actually.
The station.
Yeah.
Way to kill it, Don.
We haven't had one since then.
I'm proud of you.
That
guys.
is so
Hey,
funny.
I blame COVID, not my my actions.
I
with
didn't.
wine.
I'm an excellent.
3 bottles. Like, who needs a glass?
Yeah.
Give me the bottle. So, Hunk, did you call Kirby and Buck? For those that don't know, Kirby and Buck are riding together in a
This is
vehicle
great.
back from Mobile, Alabama. How we don't have cameras involved in this, I have no idea.
Right.
The conversations will be unbelievable. The frustration level between both of them would be unbelievable. And so we wanted to put them on to talk about their little drive back on I-65 North for 6 hours together.
Yes, when I called, Buck picked up. He's like, hello? I said, I've been instructed to give you guys a call to get an update on the drive home. And Kirby goes, it's raining, it's foggy, and it's dark. And Buck says, so that's a no. Have a good night.
He hung up on you?
And he hung up.
Oh, well, call Kirby.
Oh, you talking about somebody else and talk? Kirby will talk all the way
Kirby
in.
will talk. Just call
Yep.
Kirby.
Oh, Kirby was the one talking in the background.
Listen, Kirby will
Say
go.
That's what I'm
no?
saying. You should have called
Yes,
his phone.
they both were saying it.
Kirby will go commercial free for the entire 6 o'clock hour.
I'm telling you.
Bonus hour with Kirby.
Where
I
did
like
we
that.
go? It was one of the
Dallas.
Super Bowls. No,
Yeah.
it was one of the Super Bowls we went to, and our flight was delayed. And so Mayor sat there and did a Facebook Live with Kirby, and it had more viewers than like
Really?
some ESPN
I
crap.
can imagine. I can imagine.
I promise. Like everybody was like fascinated with Kirby.
Kirby, Allen Kirby.
I feel like
It had so many viewers, y'all. I sat there. I bought 2 Bud Lights. I bought 2 Bud Lights because I knew he was about to go. You know what I mean?
I can sit back on this one.
Oh yeah. And so I drank Bud Light, just held the phone
Watch
on
the
him.
show.
And so I'd go, "What do you think about I don't know, the 78 Cowboys?" You know, and he would just
Just go down the line.
I feel like
Man,
Buck
you
and
know what to
Kirby,
do.
with the way they were talking just a second ago towards me, they may be the odd couple that just click, and for some reason we don't know why.
No. Mm-mm.
He
Buck
might be right.
is
Slay.
not going, man. I'm telling y'all
Slade,
right.
they finished each other's sentence whenever I called.
Let me tell y'all.
One said it was raining, it's foggy, it's dark, and Buck says, so that's a no. And then
Okay.
says, thank you.
So I asked this earlier. I was a little bit ahead. Oh, I can't read this.
Oh.
I can't read this.
Boy,
book.
you've said a lot of things you can't say today.
Yeah, I can't. I said I so wish that they would put a camera in the car for this ride back with Buck home and Kirby. Kirby is going to pump so much useless information in the Buck. This would be either informative or torture, but entertaining at the same. And I waited on Buck to respond, and I can't read.
You
Buck's
can't read what he responded?
No.
It is not radio worthy.
Why? Because you use words that you can't read, or you seriously can't decipher what he was trying to say.
What's worse is I'm viciously. Yeah. ...
I mean,
so the odds are not in his favor.
listen, poor Fred, the groundhog in Canada, came up dead right before he's trying to see his shadow today. My man, Canada's about to hit the ice age because Fred was dead. And shout out to Dawn's one-eyed groundhog that she has. She tried to feed that dude, give him life, but all he did was run around in circles.
Patch. Bless his heart.
Shout out to Big Savage who came in studio today.
Appreciate. Shout
Look
out
at
to
that.
Hunk behind the glass.
Look at that boom boom room menu coming out, baby. See
Hey,
that?
Ooh, look at that.
Boom Boom Room, man. You want to lose weight like Big Slay? That's how you got to eat right here. Salmon with garlic, lime drizzle, asparagus, broccoli.
So what is it?
All the ribeye with
What
green
was
peppers.
it? What kind of fish?
Salmon. Look.
There you go.
What else I say?
You used to say salmon.
Oh.
Shout out to
Salmon
Will Bowie.
croquette. Salmon, yeah.
Pop
See,
it
I
in.
come around. I learn, y'all.
We need out of here.
Y'all
We
done rubbed
love
off
you,
on me.
Slay.
Y'all rubbed off on me.
That's
Give
right.
me Slay back.
Dang it, we didn't talk about the Vols collapse last night.
Oh, we got
did.
time.
Yeah, we did.
We ain't really go in.
No,
All right,
I didn't get